Alrighty. Hello, Britt.
Hello.
You said I put balls don't lie? Oh shit.
Did you?
I don't know. You get the point. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the third episode of Ball Don't Lie. I'm here with my co-host Mars. Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
Alrighty. Today, what we'll be discussing, as far as the main topic, is where do the Oklahoma City Thunder rank as far as all-time great teams? I think we're getting to a point where this conversation is necessary because they've established themselves as an all-time great team, especially if we're including last year. Obviously, they win the championship. They have a historic regular season. They have a historic defensive rating, and all they've done this year is apparently get better without J-Dub playing. That's where we are right now. So I felt like the conversation was meant to be had, especially after we saw them dismantle my Laker unit. Shout out to them for that. You know. So yeah, Mars, what are your thoughts on Oklahoma City as a team?
Um, I think they are an all-time great team. I just wanted to. Are we evaluating them in terms of what do we think would happen if OKC played X team, or are we evaluating them relative to the league they're in compared to the other all-time great teams? Or are we evaluating them
A
based
little
on
bit of all of that, right? So you
accomplishments?
can, as far as where you see them relative to their league, how do you think they compare to others? And then we can have some fun, apparently. I'm sure we'll get into that with the guests as well when y'all request stuff. Make sure y'all request stuff. This is a chat-friendly show here, right? You can come up with your takes and you know what I'm saying, the smoke if you have any with us, and we'll address it then. But I'm gonna run it today like Mars did the last time. I like how you did that. So at first we're gonna talk about the topic. Then we're going to come back, let other people back up when we go for, whatever topic you want to go to. You know what I'm saying? But when you originally request up, we're talking about OKC as a team and where do they rank in all-time rankings. But yeah, you can do relative to their era, and then, how do you think they would fare against a 17 or 18 Warriors, right? Or what is it, 87 or 88 Laker team?
No,
Okay. Okay. We'll keep it
nah.
modern. We'll keep it modern then.
First of all, shout out to you for acknowledging that I'm an amazing host. But yeah, I think this is quite. I'm comfortable saying I think this is the best defensive team of the modern era. By modern era, I mean post 3-point line. Russell Celtics have an unfair advantage over the rest of the field. I'm gonna leave them alone. But I do think this is the best defensive team of the modern era. Right now, they have like a negative 12 defensive rating. Obviously, it's only been about 15 games, so that's not sustainable. But for reference, I think the best defense of the modern era to this point had a negative 8.8. So the gap between them and OKC is like the same as the gap between like other all-time dominant defenses and their rest of the league at the time, like the early 90s Knicks is an example I could point to. So yeah, I think defensively they're just dominant. They're spearheaded by what I deem to be one of the all-time great guard peaks. I think with Chet Holmgren becoming better, no J-Dub yet, but I assume J-Dub will be hopefully something close to his playoff self, final self. I definitely think this is an all-time great team. Obviously, for a lot of people, they have to go on multiple championship runs, 3P, whatever the case may be, before other people are willing to say they're better than certain teams. But if I just look at it as OKC as a team against X team, I think they could compete with any team for the most part that's ever played this game. Part of that is the modernization of the game, understanding like what's valuable in a basketball court. Their turnover differential is through the roof. The amount of threes they get up is going to be hard to overcome for a lot of teams back in the day. And then obviously just having like the most consistent perimeter scorer we've had this side of like Kevin Durant on their roster is a huge cheat code. Chet Holmgren is like one of the best defenders in the league. I want to say top like 4. And I think his blocks per game have gone down, but defensively he just still looks like as dominant as ever, which I think is commendable. Offensively, he's taken a jump as well, which is nice to see. And they're doing this having a top 5 offense in the league while being 21st in 3-point percentage, 22nd in 3-point percentage, which means it can get even better. And a lot better is what it can be. If they get to league average from 3, if they get to 37% from 3, we're talking about a team that could be like the best offense, second best offense, the best defense by a significant margin, and like blow all net rating records out the window. So yeah, I think this is, I'm gonna say low end right now, but I'm willing to talk about it. I think this is one of the 10 best teams the modern era has ever seen. That's my opinion.
I agree with basically everything you just said. I'm getting to a point with Oklahoma City where I didn't ever think that I would watch a team that would be able to beat those Golden State teams with KD. Like, I never thought I would see a team that could do that or even make me believe they could do it. This team makes me believe they could do that.
Oh,
I think they're versatile enough defensively. I think they can switch everything. They can be very physical at the point of attack with Steph and Kevin Durant. They can keep up with the movement of Klay Thompson as well. And I don't really think that's too crazy to say at this point. Like, we can't keep acknowledging that they're the best modern day defense. And then put them against the best modern day offense, quite possibly. And then everybody's reaction is, well, no way. I mean, I don't know. They box everybody up that I see them play, respectfully. Indiana presented them with some problems, but I think Indiana is such a unique team and how they play, right? That something that Indiana has that Golden State doesn't is that they get to play 5 out, right? Because their 5-man can hit threes at a respectable clip on good volume and from all over the court. That's something I've been harping on a little bit lately too, as far as big man shooting. I think there are fake big men spacers and real ones. Miles Turner, in my opinion, is a real one. He doesn't shoot. Most bigs used to just shoot the pick and pop at the top of the key 3, right? They couldn't really shoot for the wings, didn't really shoot from the corner, or they have a very slow release, which allows for a late contest to either bother the shot or make them pump fake out of it, and they have to put the ball on the floor anyway. Miles Turner can shoot the ball all over the court from 3, and he has a quick release to where he gets it off all over the court. So, who guarding KD and Steph in 2017? I mean, I would propose Lou Dort and J-Dub, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a fucking clown. So, I think they are the greatest defense we've ever seen in modern day history. I think, as like you just said, their offense has such a high floor because of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He just can score 30 every single night, it seems like. Now they have the addition of AJ Mitchell, who's also another guard now that can create off the bounce, run, pick and roll. Chet is looking very good offensively as well, like you mentioned. I still get questionable about his offensive game, to be honest with you, but we'll see how that looks come postseason time. And J Dub hasn't played yet, who I think has gotten better as an offensive player pretty much every season of his career. We'll see what he looks like when he gets back. So you have people that can put it on the floor, make several decisions out of closeout situations, run pick and roll. You have spot shooters in Isaiah Joe. Lou Dort has turned himself into a respectable 40% shooter the last 3 seasons in the regular season. Um, Check can hit a three. The bench unit has defenders. You have Alex Caruso coming off the bench, right? You have Case and one. Like, they're amazing. As far as a roster, I don't really know. They've kind of, I thought this about Boston in 23-24, as far as perfecting modern day basketball, right? 23-24 Celtics had the spacing, they had a rim protector, they had several three-point shooters, they had all these players that could attack off the catch. They had these initiators in Derek White and Jason Tatum who can run pick and roll, create the 2-on-1 on the ball. They played so well out of that. And we've seen a team now be able to get a roster that's able to counter all of that offensive spacing and viability that we see in the league now. Like, this is for sure. I don't knowing that this is the best offensive era and the best offensive environment. I really don't know how they aren't the best defense ever. We keep saying like in the modern day, but it's harder now to contain these offenses, and they do it very consistently. Like, they just made Luka Doncic look pedestrian. Like, it was, I don't really know what else to say about that, really. So, shout out to them. I think they are definitely in the top 10 of all time teams. I'm maybe even willing to say top five, to be quite honest with you. If they cap it off with another championship, it's going to be hard to keep them out of those talks, respectfully. So
If you think they're
those are
better than
my
the
thoughts.
17 Warriors, or at least
I
can
didn't say
rival
better,
them.
but I said they could give them some run.
Yeah, if you think they could rival them, I mean, sounds like a top 5 team. I
I mean, I don't think the Rockets are a top. What year is that they won 7 with the Rockets? 18.
2018. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would be disingenuous and argue that the 18 Warriors weren't as good as the 17 Warriors. But the makeup of the team was similar, so I could hear that.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough because I don't think this team has many flaws. The only like real flaw I see on this team is like the 3-point volatility, but like they overcome it so consistently because of their defense and their ability to force turnovers, and then obviously just having Shai, who's just like a walking 30. I think he scored less than 30 twice this season, and one of those games was 28. So it's like, I guess in like 3 quarters, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Um, I don't know. I feel like if you're not doing relative, because I think relative changes things a little bit. If you're not doing relative, they might be just top to bottom the most complete best team ever. But like the 2017 Warriors had like a relative net rating of 17 in the playoffs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of ridiculous. Um, Now I would say some of that is boosted by the fact that the Spurs didn't have Kawhi. So the Spurs being a great team, but then not having their best player in the series, so the Warriors were able to obliterate them. Goodbye. Definitely does kind of boost that a little bit. But this is also with a Klay Thompson that didn't play well in the playoffs. Um, so if you get a Klay that's making threes at the clip that Klay can make threes, and he's just not shooting 30%, 38% or something from the field, they might be even better. But the depth of that team was kind of shaky once you get to like Sean Livingston, Zaza, David West. Like
Mm-hmm.
those guys were getting legitimate minutes on the 17 Warriors. Whereas when you go down the OKC bench, you get to Caruso and Case and Wallace. and AJ Mitchell when J-Dub comes back. And it's like, okay, we've got legitimately good NBA players filling out our rotation. Meanwhile, the 17 Warriors were questionable
I
at
think the
best.
reason why um, they had such a like gap on the league in 17 as opposed to 18, I just think that when that move first was made, it felt like the whole league kind of just conceded. Like I don't. They had just won 73 games. They went 7 with LeBron, and then the announcement comes out that, oh, we're getting Kevin Durant, and then everybody's like, well, I guess, bro. Like I remember during that time watching them play, and outside of like San Antonio was going to compete all the time, and yada yada yada, but it felt like everybody just was like, you know what, they're going to win, and that's fine. They took the year to learn that team, adjust to them. And then in 2018, there was some more teams that kind of tried to figure some things out against them, right? The league definitely catches up to you very quickly. So that Rockets team was built specifically for Golden State, and they almost did it. And I think if that Rocket team was in 17, I think they still could have done a lot of the same things if they had a Chris Paul in 17. If they had the switchability in 17, right? I think that those are the teams that kind of gave the Warriors some problems and given Steph some problems in the playoffs for multiple series of switching defense. Which I'm starting to also think, by the way, I mean, that's damn near everybody if the roster can guard multiple positions. Like I'm gonna start not saying like that's a bad thing if a player struggles against multiple people that can guard him well. Like to me, that's like duh, like no shit. If they're like, I don't like, why is that a point to be made? I'm starting to think, but yeah, they're OKC's amazing. I think they're better than the 18 Rockets. I think they're able to do a lot of the same things the 18 Rockets did. So versus that team in particular, I do think they could give them some trouble. Again, I don't know if they would win, but that'll be a hell of a series. And as far as where they rank in the modern day, where are you starting? Like when you say modern day, like what years?
Technically, I'm starting at the 3-point line, but like in my mind, I'm already acknowledging none of those 80s teams are fucking with them. So it's
Mhm.
like really, it's like the last 20 or so years, but technically, it's the last
So
45.
the oldest team you're willing to go are the Bulls,
It's any
basically.
team. Yeah, I'm not listening to the 86 Celtics getting with this
Hmm.
OKC team. Like, if you're respectfully, if you're shooting 4 threes a game,
Hmm.
you're just not gonna score enough to keep up with these teams. Like, it's no disrespect to you. Like, you were great in your time. Shout out to the 86 Celtics, one of the deepest teams ever. Full credit for that. But just for reference, they shot 5 threes a game and they were fourth in the league in attempts. They shot 35% from
Bears.
three, and they were the number one league team in 3-point percentage. They made 1.7 threes a game, number 2 in the league. Like, I'm sorry,
That was elite
1.7
at the
threes a
time.
game. Yeah, and you'll get credit for being dominant amongst your peers. But if you're making 1.7 threes a game, I'm not going to ask you to try to keep up with this OKC team. I'm just not. And that's no disrespect to what you were.
I
Like,
mean,
you
so
were you
can't you
were
say
you
that
were
also
great.
for the Bulls?
I do think that about the Bulls. But that team
So you
employed
have
Michael Jordan,
OKC
so how dare I
beating
say that?
the Bulls team?
Yes, I think okay. If you just put that Bulls team in today's game with no adjustment period to, oh, hey, guys, shoot threes, and they're just playing the way they did in 96 today, they would get obliterated by OKC, in my humble opinion.
So then you're really not starting before like
But that's why I said if it's relative, I think it's a different question. But if you're just asking me, OKC play X team, yes, I think OKC are going to mop the floor with most teams. But if you're saying who was more dominant relative to the league climate, the Bulls or the Thunder, then I think we can have a conversation. That's why I said I think that's a very important distinction to make. Because I'm not asking.
Okay, so
In
to
my
you,
opinion,
who is more
the
dominant
86
relative?
Celtics
Uh-huh.
would probably lose to like this year's Pistons. But that doesn't mean that this year's Pistons are better than the 86 Celtics, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I get what you're saying. So relative to era, those Bulls teams are better than OKC.
that's a real conversation. That's what I say. That's a real conversation. Because that Bulls team was an all-time defense. I seen what they did to Shaq. Just crowding him. Dennis Rodman was huge in that series. Scottie Pippen, one of the best wing defenders ever. Michael Jordan. Ooh. Hot take. You ready for a real hot take? Like, this is a super duper hot take. Like, the hottest take that could possibly be said. This Shai might be better than 96 MJ. He might be. Oh, he might be. There you go. I don't know. That's mids. Okay, so I got someone saying end the show because the take is crazy. Some people saying that's not a hot take. I don't know what people want. Yeah. So I think that's a hot take.
I mean, that's second three-peat MJ, correct?
Yeah, 72 and 10 MJ. That's what that is.
Yeah,
MVP
so
MJ. Led the league in
I
scoring.
mean, 08 to 10 Kobe's better than second three-peat MJ.
Yeah, but Shai better than him too. So yeah. But
I mean,
so is that not
brother? No, that's not a hot take in my opinion. Now, again, relative to
I said that on
league,
Twitter, I'll be getting fried.
yeah, you would be. The relative to the league, I mean, Shai's not MJ. Like,
no. Well, yeah, because there's other guys in the league, you know what I'm saying, who are also better than 96 MJ.
So Jokic and Giannis would be better than 96.
Yeah, Jordan? I think Jokic is better than 96 MJ. Giannis is we know me by Giannis.
How many years of Jordan do you think Jokic is better than?
The whole second three-peat, and then obviously the Wizards years.
But I'm just making sure.
And then like his first couple years as well. So
okay,
like his rookie
but
year,
during like his
MJ's real
years,
peak prime, no.
Okay,
no,
I'm just okay.
No. That's a different level of basketball player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
You're meant to come up here, casual. That's the point of the show. Like, what are you talking about? That's not a threat. That's a welcome invitation.
Yeah, we're gonna start letting people up. Let me see who we have in the request. Request up. Talk to us. Let us know your thoughts about this OKC team. Before we get into all the great stuff. Jokic Glazer, I see you're here. Great day for you to be here. I guess after that scoring conversation we had, your guy went out there and dropped 55 and didn't miss.
Yeah, you hater. Yeah. Showed Bron doing that exactly.
Yeah. In playoffs.
Fine. Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Let's throw down.
Good.
I'm tired of you
sick of me.
Throwing Giannis in the bus. What the fuck
did I do?
Jokic, you're better than 96.
If you can, please have your camera on. If you can, please have your camera on. Let's see. But Jordan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You there?
One sec. I gotta do something real quick. 1 sec.
Okay.
So it sounds like he's at work. Shout out to him.
Yeah, this would never happen on my channel.
Hey, apologies for the camera, man. My bad.
That's a silent selfie. I don't know. Let's go. What's up, brother?
What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
What's your opinions about OKC?
I mean, y'all know by now, like that's my team. But I think we got one of them good problems where I think that we have a full roster full of valuable guys and more draft picks than we can keep. So that means that we're going to have to push our chips in at some point, but nobody wants to talk about that.
But what does that mean?
Yeah.
We're going to have to add another big fish. So we're going to have to
your mic,
valuable young guys. Because
your mic a little scuffled. I don't know if you got some movement.
Yeah, it sound like you. Yeah, it sound like you moving, bro.
But you got
some. My dog. No, what I'm saying is because we have a solid roster from top to bottom and more draft picks than we can keep, we're going to have to consolidate at some point. But nobody talks about that part. So that means that we're probably going to have to either get another big fish or just keep kicking the can down the road and trading our picks for like later picks.
I mean, but what does that have to do with like how
like,
good y'all are right now?
I think he's
right
saying
now,
there's room to get
I don't
better.
think we're beatable.
Saying. Yeah,
I mean, there is room to get better, but I mean, I feel like
they might do the 2016 to 17 Warriors. They might do that.
That's what I'm saying. So I see a dynasty coming, or like one of those, like getting James Worthy after winning the championship type runs. You know what I mean?
I mean, you guys are on pace for Darren Peterson. So
yeah. So hey, but I mean, if the Clippers keep fucking up,
if that happens, I'm not gonna lie,
like
bro.
if
I'm done with
if James Harden tweaks his hammy, I think we're out of here.
That sounds like you're going to celebrate a James Harden injury.
No, I'm not celebrating. I'm just saying, like, just with his age, it's a possibility. I'm not wishing nothing on him, but I mean, it's very, very possible.
Is he a Clippers fan?
No, he's a Thunder fan, but
he's an OKC
Thunder
fan,
own the Clippers.
Yeah, they own the Clippers.
Unprotected.
Yeah. And I know James Harden is like performing very well, and he's carrying a lot on his back right now.
He is.
And the Clippers are, going nowhere fast. So I don't know how this season's going to go for them. But yeah, all health to James Harden now.
I mean, shout out to Harden. Harden. Oh yeah, that is true. Harden just got done having a 40-point triple-double, right? The first ever one.
Something like. Yeah,
I mean, it was against
typical go. Yeah,
against
tough
defense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, against a bad team. Just missing their best defender, brother.
Yeah, tough
idea. Dazer Yois? You there?
Defense statistically better with Anthony Davis off the court, by the way.
Yeah, whatever. I knew you was checking that. Dazer, you there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dazer's not there. Okay. Jordan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You there?
Yo, you can hear me?
We can hear
you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, do y'all see if no injuries happen? Can y'all see any team beat this OKC team in a 7-game series?
No, I do not.
Not even Denver, even though they won 7 last year?
I still can.
I'd be interested to see Denver play him, and I'd be interested to see Houston play him.
Houston.
I'd be interested. Yes, I'd be interested. Doesn't mean I think they're going to win. I'd be interested. I'd be interested to see how a team with that level of offensive rebounding would fare against a team like OKC. I'd be interested. It would also imply that Houston are able to maintain some of the efficiency to make up for some of their turnover issues they will inevitably have in that series. But I'd be interested to see that series. But I think Denver's the best bet for a team that could beat OKC just because of like the presence and size on the interior with Jokic. And then obviously adding the shooting, assuming Cam Johnson can shoot the ball again. Now Aaron Gordon's a spacer. You need a fully healthy Jamal Murray, the added depth. That'd be an interesting series, but I would favor OKC in every series, assuming health.
What about the Wolves, though? Y'all ain't giving the Wolves no love.
No.
Y'all, they've been looking good. What you mean, no?
No, they're looking good, but like there's levels to this. Like I think for what Minnesota is doing right now is very respectable, especially seeing how Rob Dillingham is getting more reps and he's able to get more comfortable with the ball in his hands, creating for himself and others. The problem is he's just too much of a liability defensively. And I don't think that they can be able to hold that in check for a consistent amount of time. And shout out to Rudy Gobert. He has tried his best to do it. And we see where they're at so far this season. Now, check back during the All-Star room. Like,
I need to see the Wolves beat some good teams. I ain't gonna lie. Right now,
they played Denver today.
Yeah, I need to see them beat, but Jokic is questionable. I need to see them beat some teams.
Of course,
he's questionable.
Yeah, I need to see them beat some good teams. Because right now the Wolves' schedule has been very, very favorable, and like the only times they lose is when they play teams that I would argue are like good. I think they lost to the Lakers. They've lost to the Lakers twice. They've lost to the Nuggets, and they lost to the Knicks. And then every other game they've won have been
to the Lakers twice. Some of these losses, there was no Ant. There was no Ant.
They lost to the Lakers once without Ant, and lost to the Lakers once with Ant, and the Lakers without Bron the whole time. They lost to the Nuggets without Ant. Fair enough.
They lost to the Knicks.
They lost to the Knicks
and
Ant's first game back. That's fair. But their wins are Portland's opening night, which I think is a good win. Close that out. It is amazing. Yeah, I give them
Ant had 41.
Then they beat the Pacers, not moved. Then they beat the Jazz, not moved. Then they beat the Kings, not moved. Then they beat the Jazz again, not moved. Then they beat the Kings again, not moved.
They beat the Hornet. They beat the Hornets and Nets.
We gotta
too.
beat the
But-
bad teams.
yeah,
but
Bro.
by
We
this-
gotta beat the bad teams.
By this logic, though, why is everybody so moved about that team in Denver?
I'm
that's
not.
what I don't-
I'm not. Let me make it clear. I'm not.
I want to put it
Thank
out
you.
there. I thought Denver were the second best team in the West before the season, and I think the reason the reason a lot of people are so moved by Denver is because of the level Jokic is playing at, more so than like the actual strength of their wins. Because the run they've gone on, they beat the Warriors, that was cool. The Clippers are a team that people expected to be good, but they haven't been. They beat the Heat, who I think that's a solid win, but not a good matchup for Denver. They beat the Wolves, which is fair. But like even their
No
wins have
Ant
been
in that
kind of
game.
their wins have been kind of like, but they've also been dominant in their wins
In
in a way that
which
the
they're
Timberwolves
winning.
haven't been as dominant as well. So like I think that all plays into it. But I like the
Somebody
Wolves.
said
I
no
think
Bam for the Heat game.
I think the Wolves are one of the
No Curry for the Warriors game.
5 best teams in the West. Am I wrong to say that the Wolves are one of the 5 best teams?
Easy.
I definitely
Okay,
believe so.
Yeah,
Easy.
OKC, Denver, and Houston are probably my top 3, and then like the Wolves, Spurs, and Lakers are probably in that next group. So yeah, one of the 5 or 6 best teams in the West.
Yeah, it's not. I wasn't saying it to like down the Timberwolves. I just think that like the
That's what it's
level
not
in
like.
which OKC is playing defensively, I think that you need a consistent hub offensively, and more importantly, you need somebody that can be able to generate an efficient shot at a drop of a hat on like a consistent like possession to possession basis.
Casual.
And I don't
Have you
know
been
if
watching?
Minnesota has a.
Have you been
Yes,
watching the
yes.
Wolves this year?
Yes, I have been watching the Wolves.
Do you see Ant how he's been playing this year? No one wants to talk about this. The Ant's PR team is doing ass right now. He's been playing like
It is. I
God.
agree with you.
I
His
agree with
scoring,
that.
bro. His scoring, his mid-range scoring, his floater's been looking better. His
Mhm.
3-point shooting is still elite. Like, bro, he's
Mhm.
becoming one of the best scorers in the league. Who on OKC can guard him in a one-on-one situation?
In a one-on-one situation,
Yes,
I
Lou Dort
wouldn't.
can't guard
I don't think
I don't
OKC
think
ever play one-on-one
OKC
defense,
plays
so,
about
yeah, I don't think OKC
about a
play one-on-one.
one-on-one concept.
What you mean, like they
single
play
coverage.
gap help?
They don't do single cut. They don't do single coverage.
But still, we've seen even in the playoff series last year, he was getting consistent dribble penetration. It's just the niggas he was passing to couldn't make a 3-point shot.
Okay, and that's fair. But what have you seen so far that leads you to believe that would be different?
Because
against
his
OKC?
scoring, I'm telling you, his scoring has gotten better. And in the limited sample size we've seen this season, his passing and his decision making has been looking
But you
better.
just pointed to his facilitating and how they weren't
Yes.
making shots against the last time that they saw OKC. What have you seen so far to start the season that leads you to think that will change?
Jay McDaniels.
I mean,
Because-
that is
because-
just it's shooting variance. It's like,
Thank you.
you know, if they do shoot well against OKC, when Ant does create these open opportunities, then I mean, yeah, the
We
games
get
are going to be
blitzed.
more
The
competitive.
bigger problem in that
we'll see
series
how
was that
the-
Minnesota couldn't guard OKC. That was the
that was
problem.
also
The
the
problem was less about Minnesota's
good
offense.
series.
Yeah. The Minnesota's offense wasn't too bad. I would argue they probably had like a really good offensive showing against OKC. The issue is they couldn't stop them at all. And maybe that's coaching, maybe that's personnel, whatever you want to call it.
It's a
But
little
I don't
bit
think
all
that
of that.
changes. I don't think that really changes because Ant has a mid-range game.
I also thought
Right.
that it didn't help that they were turning over the ball like a lot doing like large portions of stretches of those games. Like I
surely hope that Chris Finch doesn't decide to tell Jaden McDaniels to pick up Shai full court. Like they were actively doing things that were like that was dumb. I think Minnesota should have played zone in that series. I think that's what Denver's going to do when they play OKC. They're going to go zone, just like they did last year, and they're going to say, "Hey, if Dort and Kaysen and these guys hit threes, all we can do is shake your hand and say, hey, job well done, sir." But what we're not going to do is let SGA get to the rim religiously. We're gonna gap help like none before on SGA as well. And we're also going to I'm going to tell CB, or my most physical POA defender, to play him very physical at the point of attack and be there on those mid-range shots. And then if he hits them, he hits them. If he doesn't, then, you know, we're playing good defense. So I think that's more so the plan. If you're going, please don't tell Jaden McDaniels to be picking up Shai full court. That did not work. That is not a formula for success. But Jordan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm happy that you brought up Ant, because I told Mars I wanted to talk about Ant a little bit too, because Anthony Edwards has been looking spectacular in the games that he's played. His combination of athleticism,
no one's talking about it.
Now the skill development, he's looking like he's going to be a very special player. And I actually wanted to pose a question, right? This is Ant, and he's 24 right now. SGA in 22, 23 was 24 years old. Who's better?
What did you say that was for SGA? 22, 23?
22, 23.
What year was that? Did he average 30 that year? Wasn't it like his first year?
Yeah, that was his first year averaging 30.
First year.
That was his first All NBA team, right? First All NBA team.
First team, yeah.
I say Ant.
I want to say Ant. I think Ant was probably
it's the 3-point shooting. He's elite. Shai could barely shoot. He couldn't shoot at that time, right? From 3. Not like
Why
that.
do I feel like we're all doing the same thing?
I want to see what.
It's Ant.
Let me read this power check.
Shai was 34.5% from 3.
Yeah, hell no. Yeah, Ant's better than that nigga. Easily.
Well, he still shoots better from 3 than him does.
Who was finishing better? Because wasn't that the year?
I'd assume.
No,
I know Ant's rim numbers are still not very good, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, bro, Mars. He needs to work on his touch. That's what, like, his touch is ass. No one talks about. Like, it's really bad, especially last year against the Warriors in the playoffs. Like, his touch around the rim is like really good. Like, he can get to the rim, but finishing like his floater game is not really that good. Like, just finishing in general is not really that good.
So far this year, he actually has a higher rim accuracy than Shai did in 23.
No way.
Let me read this power check.
What's his percentage of the rim?
70.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me read this power check real quick.
If
this Ant Smitty sustains, is he not the best 3-level scorer in the league now?
Per synergy, he's shooting 47% on 2-point jump shots per synergy.
2-point jump,
which is very good.
That's not good.
No, he said that's very good. He said it's very good.
I'm like,
I don't know who you think I am. 47%, yeah, 47%. I would argue, a certain Kevin Wayne still exists, but Ant's ability to put pressure on the rim and then shoot pull-up threes like Kevin Durant doesn't do definitely does strongly help him in that conversation. You still got Luka, obviously. I would argue Shai's better than Ant at 2 of the 3 levels, but it depends. I don't know. Per synergy, Ant's shooting 48% on layups this year. So
what about per dunks and threes?
Yeah. Dunks and threes. They do rim stuff is within 4 feet, right? Within 4 feet, I think.
Mm-hmm. Can't forget dunks and threes.
48% on layups is not good.
Anthony Edwards, where we at, buddy? Anthony Edwards per dunks and threes. We obviously have to get to the real facts. Where are you? Where the hell is this clown? There he is. Okay.
Call him a clown.
Per dunks and threes, Anthony Edwards is shooting 63% at the rim. That's shots within 5 feet. 63% at the rim.
Mm-hmm.
For reference, per dunks and threes, Shai in 2023 was, this is all me finding these things out on the fly, 59.2% at the rim per dunks and threes.
Yeah, that's better.
If you care, Shai this year is at 73.5%. So shout out to Shai, man.
I didn't say this year.
It's better.
Yeah, I'm just for anyone wondering how better.
Wait, really quick. Can we talk about this too? Cade will never be better than Anthony Edwards.
Hold on. You're going too far. We're talking about OKC. Talking about OKC right now.
He's here for Anthony Edwards propaganda.
I respect
he's here for Anthony Edwards propaganda. That's what he's here for.
Did you have anything else on OKC, Jordan?
Nah, yeah. All-time great team. Best defense ever. I mean, yeah, they're a really good team. That's it. But when we go talk about Cade and Ant, we got to talk about that, though. Come on, real talk. We have to.
All right. Well, request back up after we're done talking about OKC, after we get through everybody, and then we'll definitely talk about that. Casual, did you have something to say about OKC?
I feel like OKC is I feel like they should run the table and go like no more than 5 games in this playoffs the way that they're playing.
Oh wow.
I don't know.
16-4. That's what I 16?
Yeah, because I feel like the scary part about OKC is the fact that they can have large stretches. It's not like these are small stretches. They have large stretches of games where they're struggling to put the ball in the hole that damn self. Because if Shai isn't on the floor, they're struggling to create separation, struggling to get quality shots. Like they have large stretches of creating their own shot in a half court. And all they have to do is just put the focus on the defensive end, and they generate turnovers like that. Like when you have that type of skill set at your disposal to where not one, not two, but 3, 4, 5 guys on a game-to-game basis can be able to hound the ball on the defensive end to create turnovers, create transition points in a matter of seconds. Like I feel like that's like something that I don't think anybody else in the league can say that they have the pleasure of like combating. Now, some people might argue the shooting variance may come in the fold for OKC to where they may lose some games like they did last year, that they have the game in hand, but because they can't put the ball in the hoop, they just give it away. And I think that that's a fair criticism. But the things that I'm seeing from them right now, I'm watching them actually have poor shooting games and still winning by double digits, maybe even like 20-point games, blowing teams out. I feel like that's ultra valued in this league right now, and that's why I would say I think that they should not go any more than 5 games in the Western Conference and especially in the NBA Finals.
I don't agree that they struggle with creating open looks right now. I think they're struggling with knocking their looks down, but with the progression of AJ Mitchell on the court, I don't really see them struggling to create. I think that that's more applicable to them last season. By the time they're healthy this year, I really don't foresee any offensive struggles for them outside of they're missing open shots. Because Shai in the half court is a tactician, right? If that's a word, right, Mars? And then you got AJ and you got J-Dub. And now you have Chet playing at a really good level, right? So I don't think they're going to struggle in as far as offense.
But I mean, they already
tactician. Thank you. I knew I was off. Thank
you.
I
was no. When I was about to say I gave you the out. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but
I was like, just merge 2 words. They just merge 2 words.
People do it all the time.
Absolutely.
But I think that I think we saw them struggle to a certain degree against the Lakers, even during that stretch where they weren't creating separation. When I'm saying like creating open shots, I'm saying without Shai on the floor creating those looks because of how good he is at being able to.
When were they struggling?
I think during, if I'm correct,
the third quarter.
I mean,
when they came out and turned the ball over like 4 straight times.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was.
I ain't 4 billion points. They probably.
But even in the first half, a lot of their points came off turnover. Like OKC definitely go through lulls in the half court.
I don't know why we're refuting. Like I get what you're saying in the sense of like they're not struggling to put ball in hoop, but the reason why they're not struggling to put ball in hoop is because most of the points they're putting up is in transition because they're forcing turnovers early on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're also playing without their second best half court player.
I agree. I agree with you. We're going off of what we see right now. And again, I think also them not doing all of this without J-Dub, I think that also lends to a point to a reason why I think that they're going to run the table when he does get back, because that's another versatile defender. That's another more than adequate on-ball defender, another rim deterrence. Like that's another athletic body that could be able to run in transition. Like I think what OKC has right now is they have an abundance of just like defensive hounds. Like that all they have to do is just throw a defender like Casey Wallace on a guard and a plethora of turnovers is going to magically appear. Alex Caruso, hound the elbow and play the passing lanes. Turnovers going to magically appear. Lou Dort, J-Dub when he gets back. Even Shai to a certain extent so far this season is putting in more effort than I think he did last year. I thought last year was more effort than he did the year before. So like I feel like this team defensively is just like they're so locked in on the specific areas that most offenses just naturally go to, like throwing like. And then also I think the teams in the Western Conference, and I don't know how y'all feel about this, but the teams in the Western Conference that I'm watching, is it me or are they just like really, really bad at entry passes to the elbow? Like they make it so easy to read that OKC just like gets into position as soon as they see the ball go up. Cause it's like I'm watching them against what was it? What was that team? I want to say it was the Kings. And I'm watching Sabonis like try to get into position, and like Dennis Schroeder is like coming to like right towards Julius Randle's like not Julius Randle, Sabonis's work area, and he's like flinching, like trying to find an entry area, but he can't because of the size that OKC has. So OKC making the read, knowing that he's trying to throw it to Sabonis, they just get into position, and voila, that's a turnover. Like those type of things, I think play in OKC's favor to the point in which I don't think that those things are just easy to address, because the personnel that teams that OKC is going to face just doesn't match up to what OKC can provide.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that everybody's horrible at throwing entry passes if the entry passes work against everybody else but this one particular team. It's just OKC, they're so fast. They're so fast to where it feels like it's like 6 or 7 of them on the court at one time. They're able to 6, 7, I guess. They're able to cover ground so quickly. Even Chet at the 5 can cover ground very well for somebody at that size. And then all of these little guys can move, but they're quick and long, and strong and physical. It's not like these are a bunch of small, lanky
There's
guys.
no drawback to their defense. There's not.
Yeah,
you can't find a drawback.
It's like, bro, it's crazy.
And they rebound this year, so like, there's really no drawback.
But like, even like again, to your point, like I think that Sacramento struggled to throw entry pass against your team earlier this year. But this was still early in the year. Earlier against the Lakers without Luka and Bron, when Reeves dropped the 50-point triple-double, I think that they was struggling to throw entry passes then. And I think
the only person they employ who can throw an entry pass is Russ. That's why.
Yeah, but that's a problem in and of itself. That's a problem. Like, but I'm saying that to say, like, I think that there's more teams that struggle with that, similar to Sacramento. I'll have to point to like more examples on different teams, but like, I genuinely think that OKC is just taking advantage of a flaw, and they have the personnel to like do it in tenfold, and it's rather consistent.
Yeah, I don't know the avenue. I say this a lot. Like, the avenue for beating Boston was obvious. It was going to be like their 3-point volatility. And like, so you knew that that's how they would lose. But like, beating Boston was just like heavily dependent on them beating themselves. Whereas with like OKC, it's like, and this is why I'm not an NBA head coach, obviously. I don't see the avenue for beating this team 4 times. Like, I don't see how you counteract this defense with the current rosters. Unless you're building like the perfect offensive team, I don't see how you overcome a team that can defend every single position at an elite level. They rebound, they force turnovers, and they're the most mobile defense you've ever seen. That most teams play help defense because they have to help you, because you're going to get beat. OKC play help defense because they can. Not because they have to, but because they can. Mm-hmm. And when you're playing help by choice, not by force, that puts you in like in command of every possession, and that's what makes them so like unstoppable, inevitable on defense. And I don't know what the argument, what the avenue for beating that is. Maybe I'll watch them lose in like 5 games in round 2 this year, and it's like, oh, that's what you had to do. Okay, very obvious.
Everybody,
as of now, I don't see it.
Denver in the chat took them 7. To me, that's not repeatable, in my opinion. I don't think that was the series that was like, oh, maybe you could do something against them. It's the Indiana series where it's like, okay, maybe if you want to speed up the game. Make sure that you are trying to relentlessly push pace, right? Give that, which will low key give your ball handlers maybe a little bit easier of a time if they're not going to pick up full court every position. They try to, but when you're relentless in with your attack that way, that can alleviate some things. Pacers also had a bigger forward who found success scoring in isolation against some of their defenders, and Pascal Siakam. That is something that definitely benefited them. That even if I'm relating it to another team, maybe Julius Randle tries to look and see what Pascal was doing against that team. I don't know, but that was something else that helped. Also, something else that helped is the fact that they were picking up. And I know I just said don't do this because Jaden McDaniels can't do it, but they also picked up OKC full court a multitude of times. But I think Andrew Nembhard is better suited to do that against SGA than maybe anybody else in the entire association. So that's to their advantage as well. And then again, they have spacing at all 5 positions. Like for any defense, when you include movement, pace, and that much space, it can cause some problems here and there. Right? That's the value of a Miles Turner. But if you ain't got that, I don't know, gang. I don't know. I'm so convinced, Mars, if your best player is a perimeter player or your best scorer is a perimeter player, you're just not gonna win. You're not gonna beat them. I'm kind of there with it. Your best scorer is a perimeter player, you're not gonna beat them. It has to be some kind of physical.
Well, with the way the league is presently constructed, yeah, I don't think any perimeter player has a roster that I think could compete. But I do to the guy who came earlier. I think of any perimeter player, I think Ant gives them the most problems. That doesn't mean I think the Wolves win. I don't think the Wolves win. I'm gonna be honest. I think Rudy Gobert offensively against OKC is just nightmarish. But he has to be out there because of the rim protection stuff. So it's catch-22. But I think Ant causes a lot of problems. So if you had the most optimal roster around Ant, which I'm not sure what that looks like, I do think they'd have a shot. So right now I agree because of what's around these perimeter guys. But I think it's possible technically. So
I still feel like the Golden State, if they had an optimal roster around Curry, I think that they would give OKC the most trouble. Yeah, because I still we just saw it.
Mars, you gotta get off this, bro. The man just had 50 in back-to-back games.
Yeah, like 11 against OKC.
No, but
playing OKC.
It was his first game back.
Yeah, it was first game back 1, and then 2. We just you just voiced about for Ant. Ant didn't look so hot against OKC, but I think that it really does come down to how consistent your roster can be able to provide defensive value while also putting proper pressure around the rim. And I think that there's not really a team, especially in this league, that can be able to attack that habit of OKC.
Didn't Penn give you the stats about last year that Steph averaged 29 on 50?
It was 29 on 50 something. But Chet played none of those games.
I mean, I don't think Chet is really.
I do
not for Steph.
I do. So
I figured that's where you stick with it.
I'm not saying Steph won't play well against the OKC defense. I'm very curious to see how he adjusts to a team scheming, a team like OKC scheming for him, especially at this point where he's in my opinion, the on-ball creation has heavily declined. I'm very curious to see how it would look. But I wouldn't say he would be a more matchup problem than Ant. That's it. Maybe he would be. I don't know, because at the end of the day, it's Steph.
Well, no. Unfortunately, we won't know.
He causes so many problems.
This Warriors roster they are getting smoked by OKC. But if it was more optimized, to where he could be able to play off ball like he did during his best years, I think that they would.
Yeah, this 2017 Warriors team, that's Steph.
No. I'm saying I'm saying this stuff with a competent roster that can be able to. Remember back then when Curry didn't have the shot creation, but he was still lethal because he was able to play off ball primarily and just hone in on running through screens to be able to create that separation that he needed. If he had that at his disposal right now, I think he'd be fine.
I just think Steph Curry is such a unique player to guard. I think that even more so than Chet being out is the reasoning for him finding that success against OKC because I don't know. It's not like you're switching Chet out, or maybe you do. I don't know. I don't really know how. If Steph Curry is going to consistently make contested 28 footers, then there's really it doesn't matter who's there. At that point, he's just Steph Curry, and that's what makes him Steph Curry. Like we just saw this shit yesterday. If he's going to just shoot shit from 4 feet behind the line and it's just going to go in, I don't like. There's no defense for that. That's why he's Steph Curry. Dazer, you there?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
can you-
Yeah. Casual. We'll bring you back up when we get to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
all the other fun shit. Done finna ramp this OKC stuff up. What's up, Dazer? What you have to say about OKC?
I feel like we're overestimating. Like they're good, but like we haven't really seen a bigger sample size. It's been a small sample size, low key. The best teams they really played is like Houston and like the Warriors, I guess. But like I really just think healthy Nuggets and Warriors are really like the best chance to beat them because their defense is always going to be good, but like the question is, can you really just limit Shea and just like help, just pray that the other shooters just miss at that point. And I feel like Steph's gravity is probably just the best thing, best probably Steph's gravity and Jokic is just on ball presence is probably the best thing to go against his defense, I guess, because I don't really see any other team having a chance. The
Yeah,
Rockets,
but the problem with y'all is even if Steph finds success, like Jimmy's getting absolutely clamped. Draymond's not providing anything for you offensively in that series. B Pods has to play, and God bless you. GP2 probably also has to play. God bless you again.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't really see.
but Melton's coming
You
back.
also
I mean,
haven't
like,
given a tangible avenue for how you slow down Shea. You just said that's what you gotta do, but like,
I mean,
how
we
do you
have
do it?
we have we have on-ball defenders like Melton, Moody. I mean, you're not gonna slow down Shea, but you just gotta make sure hope that he passes. I mean, like we've seen the Nuggets. I mean, do a okay job on him, and they took them to 7 when the Nuggets were low key injured. And I mean, we're saying, oh, OKC gonna win 72 games and stuff, but like it's only been 13 games, and they haven't even played like nobody really crazy like that. I know they have a
Shea
crazy
gave the
defensive
Warriors
rating,
52 last year.
huh?
Shea gave the Warriors 52 last season.
Yeah,
He
but
did.
they still lost. We
They
had a
did
winning
lose
record against them.
in a game in which Steph Curry had 21 points.
Yeah, but yeah, that game it was more of a team effort, right? Like
Yeah, it was the game.
uh,
It was the game that Chet got hurt.
yeah,
No, it was a game
Jalen
that Chet.
Williams.
It was a game that Chet didn't play at all. But yeah, you guys won. So yeah, Steph's average of 29. I looked at he played OKC twice. He had 21 one game and 36 the other game. So it's not like he was great in the game that Chet got hurt, and then he was cool in the other one. So
When Golden State won that game, everybody in OKC was available.
no, they won both games. Chet didn't play in either. Well, Chet got hurt in the first 5 minutes of the one that Steph had 36, and then in the other one he didn't play because he was still dealing with the hip. So they never played OKC with Chet last year.
Did Caruso play?
Yeah.
Somebody said no, Caruso.
Caruso played 22 seconds.
Okay, so yeah.
So yeah, I'm this Warriors matchup well with OKC stuff. I don't buy it at all. And if you're telling me Melton and Moody are the answer for Shea, like
No, but that's
at
not
this
the
point,
only
I
answer. We
think
have Dre and Jimmy on the back line. I feel like you're underestimating our defense. That's the thing. Like, especially with
yeah,
the
I'm
Horford.
heavily underestimating your defense. Absolutely, proudly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. We're like,
that paint been sweet. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm proudly underestimating Golden State's defense to deal with Shea. Proudly.
no, but yeah, of course. I mean, you're not gonna
Shea
stop
just
Shea.
gave you guys 28 and 11 in 28 minutes.
Yeah, but like that, we're not fully healthy, and like
Chet didn't miss.
yeah, because we had Quinton Post on him.
Oh, he's on your roster. What do you want?
Quentin-
He plays for your team. He's your best center.
Quentin Post will not be getting minutes against OKC in a playoff game. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Okay, so make your offense even worse then. Cool. Like,
Bro.
okay. No
Our
floor
offense-
space in 5 against
The
OKC's
problem was
defense.
we were running too much lineups with JK, Jimmy, and Dre. The spacing was awful. Like, how are we supposed to score on that fucking
So
defense?
you tell me what the lineup's gonna be, because Quentin Post can't play, but he's your spacing. Now you're saying the JK, Jimmy, Draymond lineups don't have spacing. So what is this magical lineup you're going to get that's gonna contain Shai and score against OKC?
Steph, Melton, Moody, Dre, and Jimmy. Play small, and you could just be them.
I love the like nonsensical optimism fans have for their team. I genuinely love it. Because like, as someone who's like not really a fan of a team,
I'm viewing it.
I only have like this nonsense for like Jalen Green. Like this just irrational nonsense. But like watching fans do it for their team where they genuinely believe the nonsense that comes up out of their mouth. Like I love that. Like I think that's what being a fan is about. Where you can say Steph, Melton, Jimmy, Draymond, and Moody is the answer to Oklahoma City. And you believe that with your soul. Like
we just gotta win, Mars. We just gotta win 4 games. You don't think, like you see, we just saw San Antonio. We just saw
like you hear this chat. Like this is what I love.
Come on, nah. At their peak, you got Steph, Jimmy, and Dre. You don't think they can win you 4 games?
You don't have any peak.
They're not at their
peak.
Bro.
You literally have none of them at their peak.
We just saw them beat San Antonio. I feel like we're under. Like the strength of the schedule has been insane too.
I just watch you get blitzed by OKC.
That's 1 game. Like we're gonna play them in December too. We're gonna see. Like this Warriors team is better than y'all think. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna be.
That's cool.
In January.
You're not beating OKC. Hey, shout out to you guys, man.
See if you can let the request up. I can't. It's not letting me on my end. See if they'll let you do it. Is there anything else?
Oh yeah.
What's your name? How do I say your name?
Maybe it's because they're not a room member. Maybe.
This area.
Because that's what it says. So the person in the requests, yeah, if you want to like join the room, maybe that makes it possible. I don't know.
No, you can not be a member of the room.
I don't know. I'm just.
But yeah, join the room though.
But also join the room just cause. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. All right. Well, if that's all. All right. So now we've reached the part of the show where we can get into.
Oh, made it.
Oh wait, it worked.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, it worked. Nice.
Is this
This is Draymond over Russell Westbrook.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you able to have your camera on or no?
No, I don't. I can't have my camera on. My bad.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts about OKC?
Hey, I think they're just crazy deep. Like it's just insane how they're 11-1 without like J-Dub and like people just missing games left and right. Wide. And as long as it's Shai and vibes, we're good. It's actually insane. But it's just like they're just so deep. Like they have like 12 players that can all just play NBA basketball, and some teams just have like 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that.
So you don't think Golden State can beat them? Just like here.
I absolutely don't think Golden State can beat them.
Okay.
I think 2017 Golden State could beat them, but.
Not Woods. Could.
I think it's hard to compare like a team from 8 years ago even versus teams today.
I agree.
How many threes were the 2017 Warriors getting up?
They shot, because I actually just had them pulled up. Bear with me. The 2017 Warriors shot. They shot 31 threes a game, which was 5th in the league. OKC this season, for reference, shoot 40, which is 9th in the NBA. Now, I will say, the OKC Thunder this year only make 13.6.
It does variance early in the season.
Well, last year's Thunder made how many? Because I think like last year they probably only made like 14 threes. Yeah, last year they made 14 and a half. The 17 Warriors made 12. So like, it's not that big of a discrepancy just based on like raw efficiency. In the playoffs, the 17 Warriors made 12.7 a game, whereas the last year's Thunder made 11.8.
Who fares better in that series as far as scoring? SGA against Golden State's defense or KD against OKC's defense?
SGA, I think, just more of a weakness to attack and maybe more robust.
SGA in that series.
That OKC defense is nasty.
I don't know if it's possible for 2017 KD to have a bad scoring series.
Oh no, it is.
Who's guarding SGA though on the Warriors side?
We finna put linebacker Lou on that boy. Get physical.
What
Get
up,
up
real
under
talk,
him.
Mars?
So, but are you not
What's
switching?
up, Frank?
Chilling, bro.
Hello, Frank.
Am I switching? Yeah, I'm
They
switching.
might put Draymond
I'm switching
on
J-Dub on him.
Yeah, but my point is like with all the switching and stuff and like the Warriors slipping and all of that great stuff and Steph gravity that's so magical. Like I feel like, and then KD in transition. Like, I feel like KD's just gonna walk himself into like 28 on efficient shooting, like without even
He's
having to
gonna
put the ball on
walk
the
in
ground.
the 28.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
Okay,
walk
yeah,
into it.
that's what I
Get
like.
like
Maybe
25.
I'm high on like this version of Kevin Durant. Yes, I think Kevin Durant was like a guaranteed efficient 28 when he was on the Warriors.
I don't think you can ever walk to anything versus these guys.
Yeah, maybe for what it's worth, I think like I also think Pete Dirk would like average like an efficient 30 against his team. So
But it'll
Really?
be like it'll be at
Dirk,
an
That's not a troll right there.
efficient
Dirk
pace.
is stronger than I can see that actually more so than I can see.
but KD doesn't need to
Kevin
isolate.
Durant.
That's like I'm not like this KD with like his current roster. Yeah, you're gonna ask him to isolate, and then people are gonna get up under him. But if KD's just running like a souped up, like 7 foot Steph Curry off a bunch of down screens, setting screens for Steph, that pick and pop, like he's just gonna get a bunch of not a bunch, but like enough open looks, enough opportunities in transition where he doesn't need many actual creation opportunities. Where I think it's gonna be like you look up and KD's got 28 on 11 for 22. And it's like,
Yeah, but I think he would like fight to that efficient 28 it's more because you said
when I say walking, when I say walking, I mean like it's guaranteed, not walking as in like he doesn't need to break a sweat. Like I just think KD against that OKC defense is like a guaranteed 28 to 30.
Okay, that's better.
With the Golden State system and
better.
scheme and spacing, all of that, like with it, not just any Kevin Durant.
I just think they're other guys than the 5 good ones on Warriors would just have such tough series. I think that's where OKC would probably win. As soon as you
Alrighty.
get
Did you have anything else on OKC?
I actually just had an observation. I think in this new like where teams are so present focused, I think we might see more of these super deep super teams like OKC, like the Spurs might about to be, like the Rockets about to be, because some of the good teams just trade all their draft picks to win right now, and then when they start being bad, the new good teams just have all their old draft picks to use to build like these super teams with Shai and J-Job and Chet or Wemby, Harba, Fox, and then a bunch of draft picks to get like a lottery pick every year from more depth. Like,
to be fair though, did anybody see them becoming this team though?
Yes, I think I saw.
Well, this good, no, but I thought I had them going to the finals in 2024, so they were kind of a year behind schedule for me. But I didn't think they were going to be this good.
Every team doesn't draft and develop this well, though. So
that's my point right there.
I don't think there's just we're just going to do what OKC's doing, because it's hard to find a Shai out of nowhere, right?
I mean, look at the
That's what I'm saying.
Then you looked up and got a J-Dub as well.
At Chet.
But
because J-Dub was like he was like a 20. Where did J-Dub get drafted?
12.
I think like pick like
12?
15.
One
right
pick
out.
behind
Is that
Usman
lottery
Jan.
or right outside the lottery?
Yeah,
just inside the lottery. Last couple
just inside the lottery.
But they took chances. Yeah, they took chances. Who's the guy that missed on the white guy, European?
Oh, Poku.
Yeah, Poku. So they like took chances and like they hit.
I miss Poku, man. Pokushevsky, right? Yeah.
That's my glorious goat.
Yeah.
But all right, we're gonna move on to let me see. Hey, if you have any other take, by the way, I don't know how to say your name, but I know you from PC. I know you're a Hall of Fame member over there and stuff. So If you have any other stuff you want to get into besides OKC, definitely request back up.
Sure.
Hjalmar, right?
Right.
It's either
Um,
Hjalmar.
I think it's
Yeah.
Hjalmar.
Now, let me see. Frank, did you have something to say about OKC?
Not about OKC. I had something to say about the Lakers.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
we're not there yet.
Okay,
We're not
fine.
there yet.
That's fair.
We're not
Okay.
there yet. Not
Yep,
there
yep.
yet. Unlimited Z, did you have something to say about OKC?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it's that crazy of a take to say that they could compete with the 2017 Warriors. Like,
Neither do I.
I mean, me either.
yeah, and
What is
like,
your
cause
take
like
on
that
that?
defense, like, I know the 2017 and the 2018 Warriors aren't the same, but like the Houston Rockets gave the Warriors very like hard trouble with that switching defense, and I think OKC is just like a better version of that, and I think they have far better depth. Like to me,
Yeah,
even
but
though like they haven't won
they
like
have
multiple,
Steph and Cade though. So
yeah, but like
Like,
who's guarding
okay.
Shai on that Warriors team? Like who are they putting on
Well,
him?
Klay Thompson is a better defender than Lou Dort. So
I would say that they would put on
Huh?
either.
What? Wait,
that's what someone said. That's what someone
No,
said.
you're chatting right now.
That's
You're
what someone
chatting.
said earlier,
You're
and then they said
chatting.
I don't remember. So I was just letting you know.
You're
Like,
I think
chatting
they would
right
put
now.
on him
Absolutely, he is better. He
Iguodala.
is better.
I mean,
I hope they're not putting an old man Iggy on.
yeah,
On Shea.
2017 Iguodala. I
It
mean,
would be
also like
difficult because Clay's too slow. Like I don't think the foot speed of Clay could,
I will say you are misremembering
oh
Klay
no
Thompson
Clay
and
was
his
he wasn't that slow.
Clay could move his
That's
feet
fair.
Yeah,
when he was.
I'll give you that.
I don't think he deserved to be all defense, but he was
He's
definitely
gonna
a very good
foul out
defender.
guarding Shea. I guarantee you.
Probably, maybe. Hold on,
Because like
Jordan.
my
Hold
thing
on.
is
Wait a minute.
that with their
Also,
defense,
Frank, request back up when we after this. This is the last. I guess this will be the last OKC centered person. What were you saying?
my thing is like with their defense and like if they get hot, like I know the Warriors can get hot too, but their margin for error is just insane with that level of defense. And didn't the Warriors turn over the ball like a hell of a lot too in those years?
Bear with me. I also want to like make it very.
That's an interesting
The Warriors
point there.
had a very large margin for error. They averaged
Yeah, I
15
know.
turnovers a game, which isn't too bad
Uh,
in the league at the time. But
Did they play
their margin
OKC though?
yeah, but their margin for error, like that's like one of the best offenses we've ever seen, and they were like a top 2 or 3 defense. Their margin for error was also very, very large. Because what's the likelihood you're gonna have Steph on an off night, Clay on an off night, and KD on an off night?
and
Like
Clay, I'm not too worried about him, and especially in the
that's
playoffs.
cool. That's cool. But then you had 2 of the
I know
3 best
Steph
players
and
on the
KD.
floor
That's
simultaneously.
the
Having
difficult
both
part.
of them on an off night at the same time without having to commit your whole defense to them, which would then open up the rest of the court for everyone else. Very, very, very unlikely, which is why it took the Cavs breaking the 3-point record in the playoffs to beat them one time. And that's how they lost one game. So I don't know.
That is crazy.
That's tough. Yeah,
But
that seems.
the Cavs couldn't guard for real.
Yeah, the Cavs defense.
Yeah, they
sucks.
built their team to try and outscore them for sure, and
Yeah, they
it worked once. Yeah, it worked once.
Yeah.
I didn't like. That was pretty much it for OKC. I do have something else to say, but that's for the other segment.
All righty, we'll request back up when we get there, sir. Appreciate you coming up.
No problem.
All righty, we have hit the part of the show where if you have any takes you want to get off, you got any smoke, we ain't ducking. We here. Ain't that right, Mars? Britt? Huh?
I am here. Yes. Hello.
Let's get toxic a little bit. Look at Jokic Glazer, couldn't wait. Let me see. Let me see. We have boom. I'll do like maybe two at a time.
Oh god,
What's up?
Giannis propaganda's coming. Yeah.
No, this ain't Giannis prop, and it's gonna be quick, bro. It's gonna be quick. I want guys. So look, how we feel about like Zoe Morning peak for peak? Like he's better than guys like. Look, he's better than guys like DeMarcus Cousins and like obviously like Dwight Howard and
Obviously.
He's better than those guys. Like, right?
He's obviously better than Dwight Howard.
Yes. The offense is like, yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you agree that Alonzo Mourning might be like the worst passing all-star?
Yeah, but
big ever?
Dwight Howard isn't providing like any value in a half court. Passing the ball.
What?
He's not.
What are you saying right now?
Look.
That's cap, bro.
But
That's
like,
cap.
I just want
Alonzo
to.
Mourning
I
can
agree
shoot
with
the
Boogie
ball
Cousins,
and
by the
play
way. I
off
think
the
Alonzo
ball
Mourning.
way better than Dwight Howard. Like he's a way better off ball player than Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard could be a black hole because he has to post up or play in a dunker. Like,
no, he does not. Did you
I
watch
feel,
Dwight Howard?
I feel like this is a misrepresentation of Dwight Howard.
Nah.
Dwight Howard was arguably the greatest lob threat ever.
Okay.
That
To
whole
that point,
offense,
to that point.
It's either him or AD. That whole offense
Wemby
is
now.
Yeah,
predicated.
Giannis exists.
Yeah, shout out. Giannis is not in these songs, respectfully.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
The pick and roll was predicated on Dwight being also one of the best screeners in the game.
Yeah. What?
And
he's a roller. He's big, bro. Dwight.
No, he's not on ball a lot when they were good, when they made it to the finals. What are you talking about?
We're lying. He's a roller, buddy.
No, you're lying.
Yeah, but his roll gravity was like the best in the league by a significant margin.
Roll gravity is crazy.
But that wasn't providing like crazy value. That's
only exists when it's a shoot.
Dwight Howard is stopping at the free throw line with the ball, bro. That's not providing any value, bro. Like,
you've never heard the term roll
Howard is
gravity?
stopping at the free throw.
Oh my god, bro! What value is that providing, bro? Like, it's not, bro. It's not providing that much value.
What value was what providing?
Dwight Howard having gravity rolling to the rim, like. He didn't do much with it, bro. He's a post scorer.
It opened up the
He was a post scorer. He didn't score much.
He scored like as much as Alonzo Mourning did.
Yeah, but Alonzo Mourning was a better off-ball scorer. He was more portable off the ball. Like, offensively, he was more portable. And defensively, I think that like Alonzo was better. Like,
I agree with the defense. I just think you overstate Alonzo Mourning's offense.
Zoe was better offensively too.
I just think you overstate it. I'm fine saying Zoe Mourning peaked higher than Dwight. I just think you are either underrated.
No, he's literally better than like Dwight.
I'm fine with that. I think I've said that a long time ago. Peak Zoe Mourning was better than Dwight. So I'm not. That's not that.
Yeah, nobody talks about Zoe, man.
I agree. He doesn't get spoken about. I just think you're still underrating Dwight. Like,
he's better than Moses Malone too.
Dwight as an offensive rebounder was just huge value. Then the fact that he was a free throw machine, like he drew fouls at a rate that no one was matching in the NBA at the time. Yes, he wasn't a good free throw shooter, but once again, I'll go back to that same point that I made about Shaq all those years ago. Still making 60% of your free throws, but still good half-court offense, just statistically. Not to mention putting people in foul trouble. We saw we did to the 09 Cavs, putting the whole front court in foul trouble, basically killed them. Then, yeah, I think being one of the greatest lob threats we've ever seen, commanding people to tag rollers at all times, opening up corner threes. I want to check. I feel like those Magic teams probably were near the top of the league in corner 3-point frequency, but I might be wrong, so I'm going to check. But like opening up the most efficient 3-point shot in the league was huge. That's why they were so high volume in threes. And then being able, I think you just underrate his off-ball game as well, like the screen and stuff, the stuff around the rim.
I tried to make a hot take, man.
A defense with like Hito Turkoglu and
in 2010 they were top 5.
In
2010 they were top 5.
He does everything better than Dwight Howard on defense. I'm not gonna lie.
But I'm saying that Dwight's still an elite all-time defender himself, though. That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making.
I agree. Oh, I agree. He's not better than.
I was about to say. I was looking at the stats and they wrong. I was looking at
below those guys.
I was about to say.
Wait, I have a question. Do you think? All right.
Yeah, Orlando were number 1 in corner 3 frequency. See, eye test never fails. Number 1 in corner 3
I think a guy like
that's
Dwight
a huge deal.
Is closer to like Giannis peak for peak defensively than like Zoe. Overall value, and like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
So, what you think? Zoe peaks is like a top 10-ish defender ever?
Yes. Him and Ewing is in that range. Ewing is slept on too, man. Like,
I agree.
Yeah,
Ewing's better than Zoe, but I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those guys.
I'm with you. I think Zoe peaked higher. I'm not arguing against Zoe peaking higher. I just think you're understating Dwight. That's
Yeah,
my
the lob
only
threat
pushback.
stuff, dunker spot stuff, and he had a little hook. He got a little nice hook. He could post
and
up.
a little bank shot. He went to a little bank shot.
But I think sometimes he became a black hole on offense. Like Zoe too, but Zoe.
Yeah, but like I would argue Zoe's like the biggest black hole of the 90s. Like that's where I guess we disagree.
But at least Zoe could relocate properly, and do he's better off the ball, like by far. Like it's not much.
Zoe had like Dwight did too, so I'm not gonna say this is why Dwight's better offensively because once again, I'm not saying he is, but like Zoe had like big time turnover issues. Like it was,
yeah.
I don't know, man. When are you saying Zoe
That's my
peaks? Like the late 90s?
Yeah, probably like 97 to 2000, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I hear it. I mean, for sure, I hear it.
97 to 2000. But yeah, that's my take. I wanted to bring like a different hot take because people be saying the same shit, bro.
Facts.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the hot take. Shout out to Alonzo Mourning, man. One of the more underrated bigs. One of the more underrated bigs, man. Shout out to Alonzo.
He came up here and lied about Dwight Howard, but other than that, it was the Alonzo Mourning stuff was great.
Shout out to Mourning, man.
Jordan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's up with you?
Okay, off that shit was better than that shit was. Oh, you already know what I was gonna say, but that shit was lame. Michael, nobody care about that. I'm gonna come up with a real hot take. All right, chat. Listen, and this I'm not even a Minnesota fan for y'all saying I'm on cap. Just let me get my take off. In 2025-2026 season, Anthony Edwards is a better basketball player than Wembanyama, nigga. He's a better basketball player. He's a better basketball player than Victor Wembanyama. Yes, the fuck he is. He's better. He's better than that nigga. He's
Explain.
Better.
You may not be alone. Explain.
Okay, look, I'm explaining this take. I'm explaining this take. Wemby is for sure the best defender in the league. No questions about it. But as we all know, offense and defense is not the same. It's not a 50-50 split. I am so low on Victor Wembanyama's offense. I think the validity of his offense, it's not as good. Like he's not like I don't think he's even a top 10, 15 offensive player in the league. I just think he's so dependent. If he doesn't have a very good passer and playmaker playing with him, you could phase him out of offenses at times.
Damn.
I didn't do.
Like the Wemby checks came for him.
Who did that? See.
The Wemby checks.
Request back up, my good brother. Request back up, my good brother.
That shit was crazy.
Nah, it's over.
Back up. I don't know
you had one opportunity.
Did somebody ban him?
I'm not pissed at all, bro. I ain't pissed.
Wait, what the hell?
What's going on?
Oh, host, do your job. There we go.
Okay.
Welcome back, guys.
Okay.
Is it my turn now?
Hold on. I want to see if he requests back up. There he is. There he is.
Yo, hear me?
There he is. Yeah.
Hello, y'all hear me? You hear me?
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Chat, and look, this how you know I'm cooking. Look. Oh, you can hear me? This how you know I'm cooking, chat. The black trucks just came and tried to cut me off on this shit because they know I'm fucking cooking. Like I was saying, Wemby, I think he's one of the best play finishers in the league. But like I said, as a self-creator, I think he's massively overrated. They seen that one clip of him going against Derek Lively. He did that step back three bullshit. Then they only did that one time this season. He's not an elite offensive player. I think Ant.
But wasn't that clip crazy?
No, it was, but I don't go off of IG highlights. I go off of film. Mars.
That's all you know. 10. You gotta go off the highlights.
I go off of film. Mars.
Respect the highlights.
I go off of film. But what I'm saying is he's not an elite offensive player. I think Ant is, like Mars said, he's an elite 3-level scorer. He's become a better finisher. But in this season, he's become better in the mid-range, and he's also one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. And in the defense, I think he's a great perimeter defender. I think he's very good. I think he's actually underrated. And Mars, what you making that face for? Bro, we don't talk about Ant. This is what I'm saying. I'm pushing Ant propaganda all 2025 because nobody's talking about this nigga. He's better than Wemby. He's one of the best offensive players in the league, and I think he gives great impact on defensive end. Victor Wembanyama's offense is very, very fucking overrated. He's very overrated. I got Ant as the 5th best player in the league. Cook.
Ironically enough, my good brother, I made a tweet about this in the offseason where I said I think that there's a strong possibility that Wemby and Ant go into this season, and because of all of the value that Wemby does provide defensively, like it's there's no way to even overstate it. Like it is kind of incredible what Wemby's able to do defensively for your team and for your unit at the basket. But I do think there's a great probability that we get to the playoffs and Wemby looks
boxed.
He looks questionable offensively.
Boxed.
I will say that. And then
Boxed.
if Ant makes a very good postseason run again, people then will be coming to the conclusion that Ant's better. Can I finish?
My fault.
That Ant's better than Wemby. When and all along it may have been it's been better than this nigga, but we didn't want to say it then. We wait till the playoffs to say it. Our dad made the take in the offseason, so I'm not in really too much disagreement with you because I do see the shit. And here's another rant because I already saw you hoe ass niggas in the chat telling me you gonna take him at DM Fox. Yeah, okay, let's talk about it. I'm still stuck on that play, Mars.
Oh my God.
I'm still stuck on it.
Why you couldn't interrupt
on that play? If y'all wanted Wemby, Denver posted a tweet yesterday. Denver posted a tweet that thank you. I was just gonna bring this up. Thank you. Wemby was getting his ass clamped by Draymond. Why are we just throwing the ball to Wemby and saying, "Oh, go get a bucket on Draymond Green"? Why are we doing that? He was getting clamped by Draymond for 2 games. So it's not a bad idea to give the ball to Fox, that's why you brought Fox there. 2 close games to hit big shots. What he's been doing for years now.
I'm pretty sure Fox
been doing that for years.
I'm pretty sure Fox was the clutch player of the year in 23.
I don't even care about that.
We're in 2025.
He's been good in the clutch for years.
Yeah, but he's still young, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't good last night, so you know.
Fox is like 27. So, but anyway,
he's been bad this year. He's played 4 games. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Did anybody have any disagreement with what Jordan?
Wait, one more thing, real talk. One more, because I had one more thing to say. You talk kind of slow, bro. I'm not trying to like be rude. You just talk kind of slow. But okay, here's what you good. What I'm saying is though, look, when we compare players, right? Why don't we don't ever bring up the fact of playoff translation, right? But for Wemby, it's this we don't bring that shit up. We don't care. We don't care this nigga ain't never been in the playoffs. We never seen a structured defense have a 7-game series to be able to box this nigga. We ain't never seen that shit. But we've seen constant series. Ant in 2023, 2024, he raised his play in the playoffs. We have not talked about that. Why don't we talk about that?
He's in
we don't talk about the Ant. What are you talking about?
Well, if you're talking about Wemby, he's
Frank. That does not matter.
Frank, what? I'm talking to you.
Frank,
I'm right here.
That doesn't Frank. That doesn't matter, bro. That does not matter. When you compare players, that does not matter.
You didn't even hear what he said.
It 100% matters. He's in year 3.
No, it is not. We don't.
Okay.
Go.
Talk.
Don't call me a nigga, bro. Go.
I didn't. You just.
Whoa.
Go ahead and talk.
Oh goodness gracious, man.
Let's go. You got it.
You can't.
Salute to y'all boys.
You can't compare Wemby to Ant right now because one is in year I think 6 and Wemby's in year 3. So my whole point is that I actually think that your point about Ant actually does hold weight because he could right now be better than him and he should be getting more love right now. That's a fair statement. Because he's actually done shit in the playoffs. But I just don't think it's fair to knock the play of Wemby yet come playoff time because he's only in year 3. So,
but Frank, I wouldn't say that's knocking. I wouldn't say that's knocking it. That's never played in the playoffs. I think it's just like with Ant, it's what puts him over the top. This is the playoffs, like the playoff translation. I'm not saying you have to knock Wemby for it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just an additive on Ant's case of being better than him. That's what I'd say.
All right, that's cool.
But yeah, I got Ant.
Coming to an understanding.
I got Ant.
Yeah. After crashing out, yeah.
Yeah, look.
Does anybody else have any pushback on the take?
My fault, bro.
I understand where his take comes from. I don't disagree with the premise. Like, if he values offense to that degree over defense, like it makes sense because I do think Ant is the clearly better offensive player. I'm not as high on Wemby's offense either. I don't have a list. I don't know where he would fall, but outside the top 10 sounds right. I do think Wemby kind of changes like the formula of like how valuable is defense because I do think he's kind of like breaking the mold. I don't think it's just offense is 65%, defense is 35% all across the board. I think Wemby's showing that defensive value can trump offensive value even at the higher scales, which is something that I was wrestling with for a while. Offensively, I do think he is good. I do have the concerns in the playoffs against certain matchups who are able to get up underneath him when you put like the big, strong physical wings on him. I don't think he's as good of a jump shooter as he's needed to be. I do think he needs like elite playmaking around him. So like, I have all of these concerns, but I do just think because of the defensive impact and the regular season offensive impact, I'm still comfortable saying Wemby's the 5th best player in the sport. But I don't have a problem with saying Ant's better. Like, I understand where it comes from. And if Wemby goes into the playoffs against a non-OKC defense and is like really, really bad offensively, I don't think defensive value can make up for it. So I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
I think it really does come down to just like we have to see because I think for somebody like Wemby, I think we all see the defensive impact translating in the postseason, but we have to like it's one thing to believe it. It's another thing to actually see it in real time. Because I think everybody was looking. To be fair to Ant, when Ant-Man was like on the upward trajectory before Rudy Gobert got there, and he was having to see that Memphis team with Karl-Anthony Towns, we all thought that he had the potential to be able to translate because of how well he was in terms of a slasher and self-creator. But we had to actually see it in action to really like gauge where he ranks in the hierarchy of the NBA. And then when we saw him do the same thing the following year and then the year after, like we sort of into the hype. So now we're actually having legitimate conversations of him being top 7, top 6 player in the association. So I think the same. I do agree from that sense. I agree with Jordan. Like we have to see before we could put this style of play up against what Ant has already.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to see. I think some people like prior to the 06 playoffs, I don't think you had to be like, let's see if LeBron is good. Like you knew LeBron was one of the 10 best players in the sport. Like from my perspective, anyway. Like you just like watch.
I mean,
but
before you could put before you could put him.
Okay, well, I disagree with you. Me, I don't have to see it.
Well,
okay, we
disagree. I want to ask you a question. Following the 06 LeBron, right? The 5 best players that you would say he's like in the conversation with is like what, like Kobe, Duncan, Dirk, KG, right? Did you put
Steve Nash? Yeah,
and Steve Nash as well, right? What was it? Wade? I don't know.
D Wade.
Yeah, Wade. Okay. Would you say that for somebody like KG? Would you say you needed to? Would you say before the postseason occurred that you viewed LeBron in the KG ilk of that?
Well, it's hard for me to say. I'm saying this all in hindsight. I didn't.
Okay.
So like, I can't be like I'm watching it all in hindsight. Like, obviously, I would say, my gut from what I'm watching, 06 KG, 06 Bron. I think 06 KG is better. That's my just perspective. But KG wasn't in the playoffs that year. Bron was. That doesn't ultimately change my evaluation of them as players. And when it comes to like Bron, like I think the top 7-ish in 2006 is pretty cemented with any order of Kobe, Dirk, KG, Wade, Nash, and Bron. I think that's the top 6.
Yeah.
Some order. Maybe some have Tim Duncan in there. I'm not as high on
AJ is a fool, bro.
So 7, throw Duncan in there as the top 7. But I don't think Bron is now relegated to the bottom of that conversation automatically because he hadn't been in the playoffs yet. Like I don't think that's true. If we could just watch LeBron play and be like, yeah, he's better than these guys. I feel like sometimes you just gotta trust your eyes. Like if your eyes tell you something, trust them.
I get you to a certain degree, but I do think that
like watch rookie Michael Jordan in like the first like 3 months of his career and tell me you don't think that's one of the 10 best players on the planet.
One of the 10 best players for sure, but I think what Jordan is saying is there's a separation. I think we all can acknowledge the one way or another. There's a separation at a certain threshold between top 5 players to everybody else. In most cases, there's a separation between top 5 players to the rest of the field, right? And so what he's saying is for somebody like Wemby and Ant, at some point the body of work that you've provided in multiple instances that does have to be taken into account when it comes to them. Now, when it comes to them being a top 10 player, I think we all have acknowledged at this point, Wemby is a top 10 player, top 7. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying,
in my opinion, yeah.
I also agree in top 5. I think he's
allegedly.
By the way, I disagree with the argument. I disagree with the actual statement. I think Wemby is better, but I think his case is legitimate. I think
that's where I'm at. I disagree with him, but not because he made a bad argument. I think his argument made logical sense.
Yes,
and if that's how you value things, and you do need to see things in the playoffs, like it makes sense to have Ant over Wemby. So I agree with his argument for him, but disagree with the argument for myself. That's where I'm at.
Jordan, anything else you wanted to say?
You talking to me?
Yeah, did I say that too fast now? Or
Yes, you can slow down this time.
Okay.
But no, I mean, yeah, that was my take. I fuck with this show. You know what I'm saying? There's no shows that really be coming out on Saturday. I appreciate y'all, releasing some content. But I cook these niggas, bro. I mean, this is what it is.
Nice.
That was a great take. I definitely agreed with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting.
Oh, so you got Ant top 5 now?
The more games I watch of Wemby has not been that impressive here lately. But
it's
again,
honestly
I'm going to see the sample size. I'm going to see the sample size.
You ain't been seeing the defense?
No, not the defense.
So what do you mean
the defense? Obviously,
he doesn't value
that
the
offensive
defense.
game isn't.
The defense, though, Matt, it holds a lot.
I'm not saying the defense. Yes, I know. I'm
defense.
saying it's
Yes,
I get it. I know. You don't have to keep saying defense, Frank. Frank, what is your take that you wanted to talk about?
What I wanted to talk about is something I actually talked about a while ago when I actually came on your show. It's that the Lakers got to trade Austin Reeves. I think that he is hurting this team, and that once they get Braun back, they're going to need more defense and they're going to need more shooting. And I think that Austin Reeves is going to be in the way with having 3 ball handlers. So does anybody fight that?
Yeah, who are you trading Austin Reeves for? Who are we getting?
Andrew Wiggins. I like that name.
Trade Rui and
I think we could trade Reeves
for Wiggins.
I think we could trade Reeves for like a Tyler Hero. And
isn't that just the same problem?
I think listen. Tyler Hero is a better shooter. He's a better shooter.
He is a better shooter.
He is a better shooter, yeah.
He's just pure scoring. Reeves is a better playmaker to me, right? But if
Reeves is a better scorer. Tyler Hero is a better shooter.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Yeah. I think Reeves is better at drawing fouls, but he's not a better actual scorer, though.
Reeves is a better scorer.
I don't agree.
Hero's a better shooter.
I don't agree. Okay. Don't agree.
Oh, real quick, because Laker talk.
In the building.
I was on the boat of trade Austin Reeves during the offseason in the beginning of the year. When you look at Luka Doncic, when you look at LeBron and the offensive duo that they can be, I just don't know how much longer we have LeBron for us to be like, oh, we need to buy into what we have right now, even though there's so much holes in this roster that trading Austin Reeves could make us worse a few years from now. So when I look at this team, and I want y'all to hear me real fast before y'all respond. I think the Lakers can do something similar to what Dallas did a few years ago. Meaning put another ball handler who also works off the ball next to Luka, who can have weak side actions ran for him, pick and rolls on the weak side where Luka can make the skip pass, and then just have a whole bunch of really solid, really big 3-and-D players with a few decent sized centers, and that be the type of team that they go for, where when Luka's not on the floor, you can still replicate what he does when he's not on the floor, as you can see what's Austin Reeves has been doing these past few games when Luka hasn't been playing. There's still been a lot of pick and roll, a lot of pull up 3-point shooting, a lot of getting to the 3-point line. I just think, especially for Andrew Wiggins, like if we're going to trade Austin Reeves, I need an all defensive caliber big to get on this basketball
team. This is my thing then. So then maybe not a Wiggins, but definitely try to get Hero and try to get back like a Davion Mitchell.
I'm not even like
defense.
I'm not even as high. I'd just rather keep Austin.
You're
Reeves.
playing Davion Mitchell, Luka, and Tyler Hero on the court all together?
Yeah, I
Would
would
you do
rather just
Austin
keep.
You
Reeves
gotta
for Herb
get wing
Jones?
defense
Would
there
you do
somehow.
Would you do Austin Reeves for
This
Herb
is
Jones?
just off of the top of my
Herb
Would
mind.
I
Jones
do
and who
Austin
else,
Reeves for?
Mars?
Yeah, but
Well, the money, like I think matches exactly. I think you would have to just do Herb Jones.
the only
Unless
thing
it
that
Here's the thing,
concerns
because
me
I've
with
been
trading
Herb
Austin
Jones,
Reeves,
that's
I've been
that name right
saying the
there.
sentiment
That's the
about
name.
what John D just said. I think the formula for Luka Doncic, we saw it in 23-24. Now, the argument for a Hero Austin move, Austin doesn't make the money yet, but I could argue, and I could see the argument of Tyler being a better fit than Austin next to Luka due to the shooting. If y'all have peeped, as great as AR has been a trash catch and shoot player. Like that's not
Thank you.
his
Trash.
thing for real.
Trash.
So if that's a 1-for-1 type of thing, maybe, but I'm pretty sure right now Tyler Hero makes a substantial amount of money.
All right,
More
so
than
that's it,
so
really. I'm not looking to fight people here, but my thing is this, and then I'll go. If we keep him, we're going nowhere. That's all I'm saying.
Brother, we're not winning a championship this year, regardless. Like,
these Lakers fans are seeing OKC.
We're the only okay.
I wasn't coming
In
into
their
the season saying we
nightmares.
was winning it all.
I don't think that we have a chance right now. But if we make a trade for some more defense, Bron and Luka and Ayton,
LeBron is 41, Frank.
He can still do
I
it.
think
Real
that's
talk. He can still
No, it's
contend.
not like
He can
no.
still
The
do it.
future is Austin, not Bron.
Austin's not the
Future is
future.
Austin?
That's where I'm fighting
41.
at. He's not the future.
What
I'm fighting that.
because my biggest concern with trading Austin is who's going to be that offensive number two. Let's say you trade Austin Reeves for a Herb Jones, and let's say this is LeBron's last season. Where do you get that extra offensive punch now that Austin Reeves is gone and LeBron's gone?
The other LeBron on the roster.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
We have to think about a true trade here, but just in my opinion, if we keep Reeves, they're going nowhere. That's all I'm saying. He doesn't play defense come playoff time. That's it. You can't have two. I've said this. You can't have two white guards back there. You have to have some diversity. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You have to have. That's it.
Didn't you say Tyler Hero?
He did. He did. That's why this don't
I
make
also
no
said
sense
Davion Mitchell
whatsoever.
too.
He did say Davion.
I said Davion too.
That's what I say. Like, I think it can work with Austin because I think Austin can be the main ball handler in a lineup without Luka on the floor.
Yeah.
And they both stagger lineups where they have the defensive personnel around them instead of just because if you think about it, Austin Reeves and Luka aren't always going to share the floor together. They're probably going to close games together. They're probably going to start the games together, but they can stagger minutes where there's a multitude of 3-and-D players around said ball handler, whether that's Austin Reeves or Luka Doncic. The defense is damning. I don't think Austin Reeves is as bad as a defender as people think. He's still a bad defender, but I think it looks worse because he's next to Luka. And
that's what I'm saying. You can't have two.
And it's like we ain't moving off Luka.
It's just what it is. It's just what it is.
I mean,
Do you
Kyrie
think that
was
Tyler
next to
Hero
Luka and they made the finals? Like, I'm not.
Well, then maybe not Hero. Then
Austin's not like
like just pick a
way
different
worse
name.
defender than Kyrie Irving in 23-24.
I
Like,
gotta really
you have to get
think
the right team
of a-
around
of a-
them.
of a true name,
You have
man.
to get the athletes around them because
Yes.
Luka's such a non-athlete.
Exactly.
You have to have a great defensive big who can be a vertical spacer.
Yeah, right there.
Right?
Yeah.
That and you go from there. Austin Reeves is not the problem. The guy averaging 30 on 64 true shooting or whatever the hell he's doing right now, that guy's never the problem, Frank.
So
it's got to be.
So wait a
elsewhere.
second then.
He better start playing some.
So wait a
playing
second
against
then.
good physical defense.
So
man.
if it's not him, then
before I
is
start
it going to
writing.
be Bron? then?
You could wish. You could wish.
Is it no? It's going to be because DeAndre Ayton is our starting center, Frank. It's going to be
Or the
because we
defense is
have
going to be one of the
Jake
worst in the league.
LaRavia.
Wing defense, though, too. Real talk. You have Luka.
I know our best wing defender is Jake LaRavia, Frank. That's why. It's not because of Austin Reeves, bro. Y'all gotta,
All right,
bro,
real
y'all gotta
talk.
be realistic
All
about
right.
this roster, bro. I've been trying to tell y'all this
It's
roster
all good.
is not good, bro.
Yeah, I'm in a space right now where it's like we got him extended, we got the deal done. Okay, so we don't have to put all our eggs in this year's basket. And I think trading Austin Reeves is putting all our eggs into the this year, next year basket when we've extended Luka. We have I'm sure they're gonna extend Austin Reeves. I really don't see them trading him, and I really, really don't see them letting him walk. But yeah, I just think it's going to come down to them building the team around this duo, because I do think this could be one of the better offensive duos in the league because they're talented enough to put out that type of offense with the scoring and playmaking ability, and they have their pick this year.
What I fight there though, 100%, they're going to be great offensively. They don't have they got no defense. That's going to be the problem.
Yeah, and that's going to come with time. There's a few things that I'm really high on. I think if a Duke Thero can pan out, I think he's the athlete and rim defender that you would want for this team.
Yep.
I do think you have to give him some reps.
Today, John D.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching that closely because he was on the bench against the
that's
Pelicans.
a new Vanderbilt, but hey, let's come on.
Well, thank you so
if he can
much.
be the defender, he's a lob catcher.
Time,
he can run the floor. He can protect the
right,
he can protect the rim.
So
He could do some things, and I was really happy when they drafted him. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I used to be whispering like, "Yo, Ryan Kalkbrenner needs to be purple and gold," but we got to do Thero, so it works. But I like him in the future as an athletic wing that can cut, run the floor, play in the pick and roll, and he really can protect the rim as like a help side rim protector. So he's I'm really high on him as his fit for this Lakers team, but I don't see the Austin Reeves getting traded anymore. Like, I don't think I'm on that anymore.
Yeah, that brother's not going anywhere, and he's deserved that right, and he's earned that right from his.
Yeah, 100%.
We gotta stop just trying to throw Austin in trade. I used to be one doing that too, but it comes to a certain point, like, bruh, like if 28, 8, and whatever somebody just put in the chat isn't good enough for you. I don't know. I don't know what is, to be honest with you, bro. So yeah, appreciate you, Frank, for the Laker talk. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm a dip. I just wanted to talk about that though. Appreciate y'all. Y'all doing y'all thing up here.
Hey,
appreciate you, John D. Appreciate you. Make sure y'all tap in at the Buzzer Sports, man.
Absolutely.
Drubbo.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, wait, how you say it again? Say it again. I forgot from last time.
Drubbo.
You won't be able to pronounce it, man. Why are you trying that?
I already did it.
You know what? I pronounced it right the first time when you told me.
Drubo.
Casual somehow come close to it. You can follow him.
You say it.
Drubo.
Okay, bet. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, man, I just wanted to show some love to Steph Curry, man. He's absolutely fucking brilliant. The Warriors need to buckle up, man. I think at this point they need to choose because they have 42 million and those first round pick. But
is he moving further away or is it just me?
Not moving further away, but he's low as hell.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was saying that they need to do something about the roster, and I think if the Maverick news is right that they are looking to blow it up, and AD could win the block, I think they need to go for it.
How is Anthony Davis attainable?
Jonathan Kuminga, Draymond Green, Moses Moody.
So basically give up.
We're packing up the Wemby stopper. Okay.
Got it.
We need scoring, but it's very difficult to trade Draymond because if you are unsuccessful and he comes to know that they are trying to trade him, the team is gone.
So you're not trading
100%.
You trade Draymond. That Steph Curry brilliance that you've been talking about not gonna be as brilliant. So I don't know.
Draymond and you see who was making Golden State great.
How's that Steph hate?
Warriors fan or something?
No.
How is that Steph hate? So I can't say that Steph benefits from Draymond Green without that being hate.
He does, but if you get AD, AD can learn how to send the illegal screen.
AD's like one of the worst screeners in the league for his position. I guess.
And he can still defend and he can still code. He can still defend.
He's not a better defender than Draymond Green, though. So.
But he can.
Or as good of a screen set, or as good of a passer.
he can manage it with his scoring. They need some scoring, man. I don't think what Jimmy Butler does. If Jimmy was really aggressive, then it wouldn't have been a problem. They could have used the 42 million that Kaminga Moody and Buddy Hill has, and use some picks and get some players. But I think if Anthony Davis is available, you go for him at this point because he can really be a game changer, especially if Steph Curry is this good. I think
Draymond is untradeable, man. Can't trade Draymond.
I also know that cannot happen. But
been traded Draymond.
Untradeable. That's the best.
But I hear what you're saying, though. I just don't know if I don't think they're getting off of Draymond, though. To be like quite honest with you, they're not trading Draymond Green. Like it's a great hypothetical, but they're not trading Draymond Green. They're not doing that.
Good.
Can they not get there without Draymond?
Now maybe.
Financially, I don't know. AD makes like 50-some million. Like unless
that's why
it would be Kaminga, Mood. Like you'd have to start.
You have to
throwing the whole
bundle
team
up
away.
a large portion of the value that the Warriors have to begin with.
Yeah, I'm not good at these trade machine stuff.
And I'm not
trading. It's too far apart. I just say it's impossible.
I don't think that a Curry, Anthony Davis, focal point of offense is like that reliable, especially at this stage of their careers.
Yeah, I'm also not that high on Anthony Davis on offense anymore. So
Well, I mean, we have to wait. We have to wait till he gets healthy and stuff like that. Didn't start the season off healthy.
You think at this point, for a little bit, means Kaminga is available to trade only after the post All-Star break? I think because of his contract situation. You think
they can trade him before?
Porzingis is a good idea at this moment, or
Porzingis? I don't know if you've been watching Hawks game. That man cannot move. I don't know if you want Porzingis.
And I don't know which good player is left in the league.
Well, good players who are attainable, most of them are probably.
I think they should look at like a Trey Murphy, maybe.
I also think that Trey Murphy, Herb Jones.
You guys should have went and got Larry Markkinen like a year ago.
They were saving the franchise. That's why I also want to trade Draymond. Why do you want to save the franchise, man? Win titles. We're protecting the future. The future, they'll try to trade away future. Man, your job is to win title, man. What is the future? Steph Curry built this thing. Without him, there is no future. There is no present without him.
I mean, you're right.
They should have got Larry Markkinen last year. I was on team get Larry Markkinen or get Zach LaVine. They did neither.
I think that Zach LaVine shit was bigger bullshit. That they let Chris Paul walk away for free, waived the $30 million contract, and they don't have any salary to. Man, I did get angry when I think about it. That
you cooking? You not wrong. They could have got Zach. They didn't get Zach.
Kevin Durant and that 2022 title hide a lot of the income. A lot of what the GMs did in Golden State, hide lot of the shit that the GMs did in Golden State, man. Because if they don't win the 2022 title, whatever they're doing since Cavaliers is pure bullshit. And you listen to Bob Myers when he says that he didn't plan to win the 2022 title. They just landed up with a good team. And what that mean? That you didn't plan. So what was the plan?
What do you mean?
You right. Right. You right.
Bob Myers verbatim said in an interview that we didn't know the 2022 turn out that good.
Major, I swear I'm finna take your creator.
You saw the 21 Steph Curry, and for 2022 you just went in a season knowing that this team is not good and can't win a title. That was a plan. A man legit thought that, and he left the organization saying that I couldn't do it anymore. Man,
wait, are we having revisionist history right now?
Oh no, he's just quoting the.
So they wrongly thought that they couldn't win the championship when they actually could.
Yes.
That your criticism?
Man,
his criticism is that the GM built a team that he didn't think could win a title.
They basically
during
lucked out
Steph's
to a
prime.
championship because of Draymond Green and Steph Curry. That's my criticism. That GM didn't do shit. That 22
Okay.
title is all on Steph Curry and Draymond Green. And Andrew Wiggins
And
played
Andrew
good.
Wiggins.
They
Yeah,
didn't make
yeah.
And that's
Andrew Wiggins
that's also
trade
the
was
bullshit of
stupid.
that's also the bullshit of the GM. 1 year Andrew Wiggins played good. They gave him contract. They gave what is the guy, man? Jordan Poole that contract. And next year both of them are untradeable.
Okay, let's go through the.
To be fair, Draymond Green punched one of them.
Let's go through the Warriors.
Draymond Green punched the wrong guy.
No. You're wrong. Like, this is bullshit. Let's go through it. Since the KD, they made the KD for Russell trade to keep their salary high, which then allowed them to trade for Andrew Wiggins and a top 10 pick. That
They
was
lost
one of
Kevin Durant
that
and
is
to swindle.
that is
Andrew
one of the
Wiggins.
best
That's
moves
what
in
happened. They
NBA
lost.
history.
There is no trade. Man, what is this? Kevin Durant for Andrew Wiggins is a trade. You are telling me that?
No, it's Kevin Durant signed and traded.
Kevin Durant was about to go away. They begged Kevin Durant, just don't walk out. Do a sign and trade with us.
Drubo, you gotta hear what he's saying, bro.
They could either lose KD for nothing to the Nets,
Sorry, I get emotional, man. Sorry.
or they could leverage that by enticing the Nets to do a sign and trade. So they got the D'Angelo Russell salary. This allowed them to keep their salaries high. Then they used that salary in D'Angelo Russell to trade for Andrew Wiggins and a top 10 pick from the Timberwolves. That's move number one. Then since then, they have developed a bunch of second-round picks, like Post. I can't remember the guy right now that's balling for them. And then also Davis.
You my Will Richard? You my Will Richard?
Yes, Will Richard.
I got, yeah.
Yes, so that's 3 late second-round picks they just developed and made into actual NBA players. That's huge for an organization. You also have they actually have the wherewithal to tank in 2020. They did end up misusing that pick on James Wiseman, and that is absolutely on them.
Those 2 years they trade well. Warriors would still be a dynasty. The people that were available in that trade and they didn't trade is a lesson for history books for any GM.
But they've made good moves, and they didn't extend Clay, even though he was an organizational soldier.
Man, they would have Clay was on contract for $40 million. If they would have traded Clay, they could have got Zach LaVine for that money. You understand that, right? They were loyal to someone that they were eventually was going to be disloyal to for 6 months. What the fuck are you doing, man?
But
I don't think Andrew Wiggins is the only
if you have
move.
to betray him 6 months earlier.
Do you think that he was tradable?
He was not They would have to give up.
Do you think he was
things to get
tradable,
off of him.
Drubo?
He was a negative value.
When you have 4 first-round pick, anybody is tradable. You add 3 first-round pick with that.
So you're just gonna dry add picks just for the sake of adding picks?
Just so getting off Klay Thompson. God damn.
For Zach LaVine. We are getting Zach LaVine.
Yeah, but
you just said Zach LaVine would have made him even more shit.
No. I said the situation was more serious. Zach LaVine would have made them better. That letting go of Chris Paul for nothing and not trading for Zach LaVine was more shit because that was the whole story of.
But you would have had to add something else with Zach LaVine to make
it. Yes, three first-round picks with Klay Thompson for expiring contract.
Give away 3 first-round picks with Klay Thompson to get Zach LaVine.
And they got
who do you think?
Hindsight. I mean,
who do you think LaVine? No.
Yeah.
So let's do hindsight. Zach LaVine was playing. I don't know if niggas forgot. Zach LaVine was not playing that good, partially because he was hurt
in 2024.
Yeah,
in 2024,
he had a foot injury.
Yeah,
so
he was
not playing that good.
He was not playing. He not to the
what
point
year
in
was
which
this?
It was a year he was injury, and they were talking about him being traded to the Pistons.
Yes.
Didn't he
not play
that year?
Was it 23-24? 23-24.
Well, let me check. I'll check to be sure.
Because it was 23-24. He played 25 games that year.
Yeah.
And when he did, he wasn't
playing.
Yeah.
No, I agree. So
when he played, he wasn't that great.
When he did play, he wasn't that good. But what I'm saying is,
and he spun the block last year.
25. He was off. If I'm correct, I think one of the trade packages that niggas fantasized was him going to the Lakers, and y'all say hell no.
Only because of the money, not because of how good he is.
Okay, and the same thing applied to the Warriors trading for Zach LaVine as well, because you're taking on one bad contract for somebody that was damaged goods at that time period. People didn't know,
but I didn't think he was damaged goods though. I just thought
no. I'm talking about the Warriors. I'm talking about the Warriors. In hindsight,
that was dumb of them to think.
Yeah, but the Warriors just gave up.
That's fine to say
they
that.
Could have gave up, washed up Chris Paul for Zach LaVine. They didn't have to.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like they had.
They just chose to waive Chris Paul.
Well, he talking about Clay. He's talking about Clay.
Well, yeah, but that's a different thing. If they were going to betray Clay, just betray him earlier. But I mean, like
in 6-month period, they really let go 70 million of cash for free, for nothing. For 6 months in the post All-Star break time, they could have traded Clay. They didn't. They kept
in 22, 23.
Yes,
they couldn't trade him post All-Star. The All-Star break is after the trade deadline.
Okay, sorry, the trade deadline, whatever. I don't know that.
Oh, that's not important. the deadline that makes so we can't trade anymore. That
man, you understand my point, man. Don't nitpick or everything. I am talking about.
I mean, shit, you low key nitpicking, but it's okay, Drew. You good, man? My fault.
Well, all right, Drew. I appreciate you.
I also wanted to talk about another thing. We need to protect today's NBA, man. These old heads are really saying anyone that does anything good in this NBA is the fault of the era. Mars was there in the Friday episode. What Hawk said about Jokic, that he could have never done it at 2000. It would have never happened. What did he say? Big fat slow bread. What?
You're along the right lines.
You're right. You're along those lines.
But yeah.
And I'm not saying it for Jokic. I'm also saying it for Giannis. I'm also saying it for Shai. I'm also saying it for Luka. These are 4 historical players in one timeline that I don't think many eras in history that has ever happened. So they are not trying to accept that they're really seeing for at least 2 Jokic and Giannis level of player playing at the same time. I think it's the first time since Bird and Magic were in their peak at the same time. After that,
Bron and Steph?
Wait, what'd you say?
No.
KD, Steph, Harden,
Kawhi. The reason I didn't say Bron, Steph, KD, Kobe, Duncan is because Bron peak is 10 to 14. Then Steph peak starts. Same with KD. I would say.
I'd argue KD and Bron 2014.
But I think there is a big gap because Bron was way better than KD. Bron was perhaps the best player in the history, man. Jokic and Giannis are not the best player in history.
KD is on. I would argue KD is still on the level of the guys you're talking about right now. Just because Bron is maybe the best peak ever.
I think I'm sorry, but Jokic and Giannis are both better than peak KD.
I think y'all massively underrate how good.
All right,
KD
you have a
was
good one, Drew. We don't even have time to. We got to start getting through some more people, and we don't have the time to get all the way into that. But next week, come back up and we can have. Well, actually, Wednesday, 4 Eastern, 3 Central. On Mars channel, we can definitely have that conversation because I'm up for that conversation. Actually, Casual, was there something you would like to get on?
Yes. I'm sad. Oh no, Jokic Glazer is here. Because he's gonna enjoy this. I actually have beef with Giannis over what I've been seeing over the last few games, and I think that not enough people are talking about it. I had tweeted about it after last night's game. I think Giannis, even though I have made the argument that he's the best player in the world, I think he is by far having the lowest IQ season that he has had in his entire prime. I think the Houston Rockets game, a lot of people don't want to acknowledge it, but Giannis lost us that game during the 117-113 score. It was like a minute left in the game because he was trying to go one-on-one with KD, saw that he was about to get doubled, which, wowzers, Giannis, you're about to get doubled, and then just threw a lazy-ass cross-the-court pass to Kuzma, which got picked by men. Fast forward, this nigga goes up against Dallas, and whether niggas forget it or not, even though he was going crazy, he almost cost us that game because he fouled PJ Washington on an unnecessary contest on the 3-point line. Then fast forward to last night, and people also still don't want to acknowledge that we almost lost that game versus Charlotte because this nigga decided he wanted to reenact his Pacer game winner. Like across the board, down the stretch of games, I think Giannis is playing. He's playing a dicey game, especially at this time. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're at a time period right now between Jokic, Shai, Luka, Giannis. We're nitpicking every little thing, right? I think we all can agree with that. And Giannis, for the most part, this season has provided like a valiant enough like effort to keep his name in the top of the list. But when you're having stretches of making very costly mistakes, that is like all that's needed for you to drop from the best in the world to the third, maybe fourth best. And I think Giannis is playing a dicey game. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't want people to act as if Giannis is playing perfect basketball this season. He has improved in certain areas, but he's regressing in terms of his decision making so far.
I think you are absolutely nitpicking the shit out of Giannis right now. I think there's no way you could argue that Luka's better than him. I still don't really think now.
Way?
Right,
wow.
I'm saying right this second. As far as because he's talking about like dropping down in player rankings. I don't think you can argue that Luka's better than him right now.
I wasn't talking about Luka.
Maybe Shai, but even then, I still don't think Shai really has too much of an argument against Giannis right now. Giannis is playing at a ridiculous level. Like, yes,
all of them are playing at a ridiculous level.
Yeah, but to me, I think Jokic and Giannis are even playing at a different level than Shai and Luka. I think that Giannis, obviously, without a closer, which he's typically had, a perimeter player, Chris Middleton, last year, Dame. Yeah. Like, some of his offensive flaws are coming out a little bit.
Last year, Dame wasn't
Ryan Rollins close games. But
yeah, I was about to say last year, Dame even wasn't the one that was closing because he wasn't creating that much. He wasn't creating separation like that.
But I'm saying you're nitpicking stuff like, yeah, he shot a turnaround fade for a game. Like, yeah, we know that's kind of a low percentage shot for Giannis, but he hit it the last time.
No, well, shit. To be honest with you, a lot of niggas view that game and more favorably than it actually was because he was making he had turned the ball over. I want to say at like like a minute and 10 mark against the Pacers that could have lost us that game as well. It was just we came down and I think Cole Anthony had gotten like a behind the back steal to give us the possession back. But Giannis has made some mistakes. It's just the others along with him as well on the defensive end, they're actually coming down the stretch of like games like up in their defensive intensity. So, but I'm saying that to say, like, bro, we're nitpicking all of these players, and it's not just him that's playing at a high level. Shai's playing at a high level. Jokic is definitely playing at an all-time level. So like they're all like elevating their game to the point in which you have to maintain it to outlast these players who are playing incredibly great. I don't think it's nitpicking to say that there's a flaw in his game that down the stretch of this season, it could divide him going from the best player in the world to the second, third best player in the world. I don't think that's nitpicking.
I mean, if Giannis doesn't even have to make mistakes for somebody to think that Jokic is better than him.
I agree, but he can.
That's not a sliding. And again,
but him making those mistakes,
depending on where you have these players anyway. Again, to me, Shai is playing fantastic. Absolutely. I don't think he's played to Jokic, Giannis levels this season. I think their highs have been higher than Shai's. And so I don't think that errant pass in a fourth quarter is like going to make me have Shai pass him up. Like I'm not.
It's not about you. It's not about it. It's not about it substantializing your. It's not about your opinion like basis because Giannis. To your point, Giannis is playing the way he's playing, and Jokic Glazer still probably has Jokic as the best player in the world. So that I agree with that. What I'm saying is those mistakes substantialize those opinions. It stamps them. It makes it more. It gives it more validity. That's what I'm saying. Like, when Giannis goes up against teams like a couple years ago, when Giannis went up against Miami, I was going back and looking at streams. It was like a dicey game between Jokic, Giannis, who's better. and everybody said they needed to see how Jokic played in the postseason, and everybody had the Bucks making the finals and winning the championship. He goes up against the Miami Heat. We lose in 5 because Jimmy Butler went crazy, and niggas started holding Giannis accountable for his defensive woes and how he was running away from the free throw line. And that's what they needed to put Jokic over. It's not about him being better or not being better in your opinion. It's about how much of a case you can make. And when he makes those mistakes, it makes the case harder to make.
Yeah, but again, Giannis could have hit all of those free throws, and there still would have been a case to make for Jokic being a better player.
I'm not
like this argument about like, oh, this case gets better. Like over, if you nitpick game to game, sure, but at a certain point, we are just talking about these players in a general sense. We know what Giannis is in a general sense.
I'm not.
He's an all-time great downhill threat who has flaws in the half court due to his lack of shot making ability, and he's a questionable free throw shooter as well. Jokic, in a general sense, is one of the best offensive players we've ever seen, who lacks something you would like as far as vertical contests at the rim, and he's not the greatest defensive player. We know that in a general sense. We know that SGA, in a general sense, is one of the greatest perimeter scorers we've ever seen. He's also very consistent. So, like, no, we're not going to be going from a week 3 game in November 12th talking about, oh, Giannis didn't whatever in the fourth quarter. We can do that for every player. And the fact that you're doing it with Giannis is because he's on your favorite team, so you watch him the most. So you're doing the most nitpicking with Giannis.
Real talk. Do you not think on a game-to-game basis their strengths and flaws become more amplified on a case-to-case basis? Do you not believe that? Do you not think that in one series where Giannis is finishing is the most important value that he provides, another series his lack of ability to create a shot on the perimeter can be more amplified? Do you not think that is the case? Because I think
has flaws.
Okay, so all I'm saying is in this what has it been 12, 13 games that we have seen so far, Giannis has not 1, not 2, not 3, even 4 games so far where he has made a consistent mismanagement of his skill set to the point in which it could decide an entire game. That is not nitpicking, especially when you're comparing it to somebody in Shai, who you just said has consistently we could call it nitpicking. I call it just analyzing a player.
He's not even having to play fourth quarters right now because the team's so good.
And even when he does play the fourth quarter, he's blowing the league out in terms of clutch scoring. He's like 56.
There's less
the second best nigga is like 30
he's playing less of a game.
But when he does, he's showing he's more than capable of doing.
I know that. What I'm saying is, when you fucking play, the more you play, the more time there is to make more mistakes. That's what I'm saying. He's not even playing. He's not even playing in fourth quarters. But you're gonna sit here and nitpick Giannis to death about some bad passes or whatever, bad turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Real talk, because when he actually is in those, it hasn't been the entire season that this nigga hasn't played fourth quarters. When he does play in those fourth quarters, he has already shown and established so far this season, not last season, this season, Shai has already showed in those time periods that he does have to play in the clutch, that he can deliver and then some. And to the dude that said Jokic didn't shoot for a week, Jokic is out here dead ass giving you 50-point triple doubles whenever he feels like it. He's giving you 15, 16 assists on top of his not shooting gimmick, whatever the fuck he got going on.
Giannis this season.
But I think if we could,
I put Giannis over Jokic during that time period that he's doing that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we're gonna nitpick Giannis for like 5 possessions in 4 games, I think we can nitpick Jokic for shooting.
I agree
for 4 games.
I agree, because during that same stretch, Giannis is playing down a stretch of games and he's delivering on the offensive end. And I think people haven't given him enough credit on how he's elevated his consistency defensively. So I put Giannis at the top during that time period. It's just during this time period, Jokic has actually been shooting. He's been rather efficient. And then Shai has been doing Shai things. He's been the most consistent throughout this season. And Giannis has had these stretches where he's been giving it up.
So this is pause. This is like the Ox argument where it's like basically like you're just saying the best in the world fluctuates on a week-to-week basis. You're like yours is like a power ranking sort of thing.
Yes.
Which I think like I don't have a problem with people who do that. Like that's I don't get why I spent a 20-minute argument basically saying that he thinks the best in the world is so close that singular weeks can change who's the best at that moment in time. Like it's just cool.
Yeah, but I mean that inherently is very nitpicky. Like it is. And
I mean, it's just what a power ranking is. It's who's the best right now. I don't do it that way, but like if someone does it, I don't know how it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not changing my best player in the league every 3 to 4 games. But if that's what
I
you
would
choose
agree,
to do,
but then we seem to debate it every 3 to 4 days. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't.
Inherently, you do.
Jokic Glazer is here to do so, but fair. I mean, I think it's fun talk, but like, I'm not. My opinion is not going to really be shifting.
I just think the 5 possession thing is a bit nitpicky. I just think it's emblematic of like a bigger problem, which is Giannis gets gassed very quickly, and when you get late in these games, I think Giannis is very visibly tired, and being fatigued leads to more mistakes, which might be the reason why he makes those errors he makes down the stretch. I don't think the errors are the problem, more so is what the errors represent, which is the level of fatigue that he goes through late in games, and with the burden he has. The fact that you can't rely on Giannis to consistently put up 37 minutes in close games because he might be tired down the stretch is the problem, more so than he made this bad mistake against X team. So that's it. But I feel like you guys kind of argue.
And to be fair, I would give him grace because I think that there has been some games down the stretch where he's like actively getting fouled repeatedly while giving us second chance points and they're not calling it. So I think that like the Charlotte game last night, like they didn't give him. I think he only attempted like 3 free throws, and a large portion of them came and like. All of them came in like the first half, I believe. I think he might have got to the line in the third quarter, but I think like that's a valuable like point to bring up. But like I feel like him being gassed, but like I feel like ultimately we're at a point right now where like all of these niggas are playing at a substantially high level. And it's hard to excuse certain mistakes when you're comparing them to another nigga because that nigga is playing at an absurdly high level. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming up. And
Giannis sucks. Yeah, that's all I heard.
Yeah, Giannis is trash, bro.
Yeah. You're better, nigga.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Fuck him.
Trying to hurry up and get up out of here, man. We are definitely running on overtime right now.
Yeah, you doing worse than I did. Yeah.
Yeah, shut up. Jokic Glazer. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. I really wanted to talk about Steph, but let's on Jokic quickly.
Oh.
I did get cooked in that debate. I'm not gonna lie, I did get fried in the Jokic playoff stuff. But it's kind of like a 18-19 Harden to Steph argument to me. Like Harden was better in the regular seasons. I want to be clear. I think Jokic isn't really getting outplayed by anyone in these regular seasons. But I would argue Harden was outplaying Steph in the playoffs. In those series against the Warriors, in those closeout games, I think Steph getting really hot in that second half, but the totality of that Game 6 2019, I think Harden was better. I think the 2018 Game 7, Harden was better, but I could look at Steph's skill set, like the ceiling raising, the off-ball skill set kind of in theory, and I would still say that 18-19, Steph would be the higher peak, kind of in a skill set base, theory base thing. So I'm looking at Jokic's ability to get a lot of touches, but get off the ball quick in the way that elevates offenses. And kind of the in theory stuff, I think I get it matters what you do, but I think just as a skill set, it's a spiritual experience. It's art. So that's kind of I get what you do matters, and I got cooked in the debate, but that's kind of where I'm at.
I hear you. I'm not gonna lie. I hear you. Spiritual experience aside, I hear you. The theory of basketball and like what skill set inherently provides value versus theoretically provides value, and then what's more important, reality versus theory, because reality is reliant on things that are outside of the individual's control. If you're trying to analyze an individual, I hear all of that. I do like that you acknowledge how well James Harden played in those series against the Warriors. I feel like I get swept under the rug by some fat people up here. So
who you?
So yeah, I do appreciate that. So shout out to James Harden. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did get cooked in that, like defending the Jokic playoff stuff. Yeah. But I didn't want to talk about Steph. Like I don't get why Cade would be better than Steph. I think Steph offensively, I would rather argue him next to like Luka or Shai rather than Cade. Like I feel like last year, and not based on the games we've just seen, I'm not overreacting.
It's just convenient.
Like last year, after the Jimmy Butler trade, I think he was the second best offensive player aside from Jokic. He was like 27.
You think he was better than Shai?
Probably. I think he was like 27 on 60 plus true shooting. The offensive impact he had in that Houston series was just a masterclass in offensive impact. I don't get why we do this thing. Real talk, a while ago you said Donovan Mitchell was better than Steph. Like a year ago at the beginning of the season, we were saying
he would have been better
James
than
Harden.
This was
Damian
last year. This was last year.
Harden, yeah, is James Harden or
well, you
Damian
said Cade
Lillard?
for sure. You definitely said Cade.
No, I said Cade would be better than Steph this season. Yeah.
Last year,
tweets confirming that. So I just want to put that out there.
Last year, people were saying like, is James Harden or Damian Lillard past Steph? And I just didn't get it. I'd rather compare Steph to like Luka or Shai. I think the offensive impact, not just these last two games, but last season, once Jimmy Butler got there. So I'm kind of confused how Cade is.
Because Steph's game now more so than ever, and the reason why the Donovan Mitchell take didn't work out last year is because he didn't play like how I expected him to play. Because Steph, in fact, did have a down year last season.
Once Jimmy Butler got there.
Yeah, that's part of a season. I'm talking about the whole stretch of games. And also the reason why I don't like the less offensive talent argument, well then if you go throughout the years and you compare it to a LeBron or a KD, their offense didn't wane when they had lesser offensive talent. In fact, their volume and efficiency, volume went up and efficiency maintained or even got better. So that's why I don't like the argument of, Steph didn't have anybody like when LeBron last season didn't have anybody, or even seasons prior, he was still cooking at a phenomenal level. So did Kevin Durant. But Steph's off the dribble game has gotten worse as the years have gone by. That is a fact. Steph hasn't been great as far as scoring in isolation, even last season. That is a fact. Now, if you want to always say that his shooting gravity and movement and off ball game is great, like yes, but at a certain point, I'm not going to sit here and act like that's going to save him in every single conversation. Like, yeah, he provides great, tremendous value in off ball and shooting, but it's his game more so than ever now is more so predicated on amazing shot making. There are games where that wanes, even for Steph Curry. There are longer stretches and period of time in the season where that wanes, even for Steph Curry. There were games last year where Steph Curry, I think, registered 0 field goals made or 1. There were multiple games where he didn't make a shot outside of a 3. There were multiple, you can't just say, spacing and movement, therefore that's automatically putting him better than these other players who are playing at an elite level, in my opinion. Because basketball isn't played theoretically, it's played on the court. And you still have to go out there and produce at a certain level. and he wasn't doing that.
After Jimmy Butler got there, he was.
That's part of a
theoretically,
season.
But you know how
What
bad
about
the
before
supporting
when he was
cast around
trash?
him?
Didn't he play more games without Jimmy than with Jimmy?
Yeah, he played way more without him.
But so he
shouldn't
was
that
worse
sample
longer
probably
in the
mean-
season.
No, I'm saying he played more
It's
with
like
Jimmy,
it's
right?
less sample size
Oh,
with
no.
Jimmy than without him. But that's
Yeah.
that's what Tuck's saying.
I think as a playmaker,
And just
obviously
because, again, and I'm not of the opinion, yes, Steph is the best of the whole crew. Yeah, LeBron's not playing yet. I'll plan on quote tweeting that tweet as soon as LeBron get back. I was setting it up. Don't worry. What my point is that I don't believe that you not having great offensive talent or whatever the case may be is not, if we're still going to say that you're Shai Luka, which is what you're saying, doesn't then give you the leeway to be shit offensively for long stretches of time. That's not how that works. You don't get to say, well, I didn't have Jimmy Butler on the team, so I was nowhere near Shai at all, not even close. And then, I get Jimmy Butler, and for 25 games, I played to Shai's level that Shai's been playing at the whole season. So now I'm back in Shai conversations offensive line. That's not how that works.
The ability
That's
to
not how
play
that
the
works.
Shai levels means you're better than Cade, no? And the playoffs,
But you brought up Luka
the
and
level of
Shai level.
offensive impact in the playoffs. That was Shai levels, right? Like Houston, the amount of gravity he was
In 3 or
creating
4 of
shots.
those games.
How was Steph Shai's level versus Houston?
As a playmaker, he was the only offense. Jimmy Butler was banged up.
What was Shai doing against the Nuggets?
I mean, you didn't look that much better than Jokic. You were getting
I'm
on
not
for that
comparing
series.
him to
We're not
Jokic.
comparing him to
Oh
Jokic.
my God.
Bro, Jokic
I'm
is
not
a better
comparing him to
offensive player.
Jokic.
But Steph, that was an all-time series against Houston. Like the
All
offensive
time?
impact.
No, it was not.
I'll take that back. But for
Let me
Cade
ask you this
standards, you think Cade has a series where he has that offensive impact?
No, I
just
say
don't think
K's
so.
going to be better this season. So we have to play the season out. I didn't say K was better than him last year.
So we could agree Cade's a better floor raiser, but Steph's still he's a better ceiling raiser than Steph right now.
I don't know. Steph and
Whereas
floor
once he
racing
has
is
even one good all-star caliber player
I just
in
think
Jimmy
K's been
Butler,
playing better right
he's
now.
closer to
Like
Shai
regardless of floor
offensively
Does
than
K
rating.
does K have a player as good as Jimmy Butler?
No, but I could tell that
Okay, so
Cade's skill
there's
set
that.
wouldn't.
So there's that.
I could tell Cade's skill set wouldn't.
You can't tell
with Jimmy
nothing because he hasn't played with them.
No, in theory.
No, but the
in
off-ball
theory,
skill set,
yeah,
you know what
in theory land, I guess.
Well, you do the
off-ball
same thing.
skill
You
set
do
would
the
not translate
if
to what
Luca had
Steph is doing.
OKC, like you've done the in theory stuff.
That's not theory. That's logic.
That's playmaking. We just saw Steph's playmaking.
Yeah,
What?
that's logic. You
We
play
just saw Steph's
anybody on that
playmaking
goddamn
versus
OKC
OKC.
team, any star, then their defense will be just
Yeah.
fine.
In theory.
So we
That
saw
is a
Steph's
fact.
playmaking versus OKC. They were shutting that shit down, man.
Jokic Glazer,
I just think Steph's game, the lows are too low at this point. Like, I'm not entertaining Luka and Shai convos. I hear what you're saying. You're saying he's closer to those convos than Cade is to him. I hear that. But like the lows are just like you can't gravity yourself out of these games. Like, I'm sorry. I'm fine. I hear gravity. I hear it. I don't like that people act like Steph's the only one who has it, but I hear it. But some of these games are just bad. Like, you can't just, oh, but look, there was a time where 2 people went with him off 3 and it created a layup. Oh, look, he played well. Like, no, he didn't play well. And that's fine. He has games right now because he's not great as he's not as elite as an on-ball creator as he used to be. The isolation stuff has declined heavily. The inside the 2-point line stuff has declined heavily. The free throw rate has declined. So he's more reliant on his shot making, and when you're the best shot maker ever, that still gets you to an all NBA level. But to get you into the category of, oh yeah, you just clear Cade, for example, or you're in Luka Shai territory, it's gonna rely on more than just shot making when your lows are as low as they are. Like Steph, like to Real Talk's point, he had games where he made one shot last season. Like you can't just be like gravity. Like that just doesn't. You can't gravity that. That doesn't. No, that's not how it works. So the lows are what hold Steph back. The highs are still high, but I think that applies to like all of the old generation. The highs are up there with everyone. The LeBron highs are up there. The KD highs, the Steph highs. We just saw the James Harden high yesterday. Like those highs are up there, but the lows are just really, really low, really low. And that's what happens when you're old and you don't have the level of consistency and you can't exert yourself physically. And Steph already didn't have the most physical like advantages to make up with. And like even the off-ball stuff, like there's more times now where you'll see Steph just out of plays because maybe he's tired. He can't just run around constantly. So like many a plays where he's just standing in the corner, providing spacing in that way, but he's not running off 18 screens every possession. So like, yeah, guys decline. Like the 37-year-old point guard who's 6'2" can't generate offense to the elite level that you once seen. Like if you want to go on-off data for a small sample of this season, even that doesn't paint Steph as the most impactful offensive player in the league like this year. But once again, small sample's only been like 8 games he's played. So I'm not saying take that with everything. But yeah, Steph has declined offensively. I wouldn't put him in Luka Shai talks at this point. But he's still elite, like tier 2 offensive player. But tier 1, I think that's probably too far gone at this point, which is no knock. The guy's 60. But
exactly.
Yeah, I was just saying closer to Shai and Luka. But I think the highs is an important point. I think on a turn on my mic. On an offense that isn't gonna win anything anyway, like without Jimmy Butler. As a Flores, I do think he's worse than Cade, but I think on an offense that can actually do something, I think. And the highs, you saw the Denver game, the last few games, I think the highs are still much higher than Cade to where. And I think in the playoffs where he can kind of lock it in for a few game sample size, I think what he did against Houston, again, the offensive impact, like the way Buddy Hield got off was off the playmaking of Steph Curry. Like the games that they were able to win were some Steph Curry masterclasses. Obviously, the highs in their series. So I just
he even
think,
had lows in that series too. Like
yeah,
was it
he
game
did have
5?
lows.
Like he was bad in that game. So like the lows still exist. I agree with you. The highs of Steph are magical. I agree. Just I think the lows also mean something, and I'm very strongly against. I used to be on the side of like it all matters what you can do on like a championship winning context, which is cool. Like I hear that, but like it gets to a point where we're saying like the only thing that matters is like the contributions that people are providing to like 5 teams in the whole league. And it's like, so we're just gonna act like everything that Chicago's doing means nothing because we know they're not winning a championship. Or everything that Scotty Barnes is doing in Toronto, it doesn't matter because they're not doing it on the championship team. Like, are we just gonna say that the only things that matter is what players on OKC, Denver, and like who else? The Cavs are doing matters.
Yeah. That actually comes back to the Draymond Russ argument.
Yeah, so at some point we're just ignoring what 25 teams in the league are doing because they're not gonna win. It means nothing. I don't. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But all right, Jokic Glazer, we're gonna move on. Appreciate you coming.
Shout out to you because it was about Steph. Yeah, shout out to you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, another great combo.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas,
man.
man.
See you later, man.
Definitely appreciate Jokic Glazer, man. He's always coming up with
you've
something.
overrun what I did on Wednesday, by the way.
I know it. That's why I'm trying. We're finna speed run. So I was trying to get through everybody, and that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Jordan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're not getting back up here because you've been up here. I'm trying to go through everybody. But very quickly. PC Hall of Famer.
Good attempt.
Go ahead.
So because it's Steph Day, apparently I had a take I maybe wanted to talk through with you. And it is related to Wednesday as well.
Oh, good Draymond. Yep. Okay, cool.
Is Steph and Draymond a top 3 to 7 duo at their peak? So 15, 16, 16, 17 of all time. I think that's the range.
Duo in 17, but once again, so let's just get the premise out of the way. This is like in terms of a duo to win a championship thing, right? whatever you
I think
call it.
we can say the goal is to win a championship. I think when
because
it's duo,
talent-wise, the answer is fuck no.
No, of course not.
Okay, so.
But
to
I think
win is fuck no. Any wise, it's fuck no.
Well, because we got Shaq and Kobe, MJ Pippen, Steph, KD, right? Those three undebatable.
Obviously, Bron AD.
Magic,
Obviously,
Magic Kareem.
Bron AD.
Kareem, obviously.
Okay, that's 5.
when is
Bron
Magic
Wade,
and Kareem?
obviously.
Yeah.
I could argue Steph and Draymond was a better fit than Bron Wade. I could
No.
argue.
I don't care about fit, bruh.
It doesn't matter.
I could argue. Hey, I could argue the on-court results of Steph Draymond were better than the on-court results of Bron Wade. I could argue that.
Cool.
They had a better team.
KD Russ,
They had a better team.
better duo.
You could do
Better
Steph
duo.
Draymond minus Clay and KD, and the on-court results are better than Bron Wade. The Heat were better with Bron on Wade off than they were with Bron and Wade on. So I could actually argue that Steph Draymond a better duo than Bron Wade.
Okay, I think it's very disingenuous if we're talking about duos and not talking about the fit and how they help with each other and what do you call it, interact with each other. I think that's very important. Is it not?
Kareem and Oscar too.
I think it's important. That's why I said I could argue Steph Draymond over Bron
I was
Wade
going to
as a
also
duo.
say since the merger or since the 3-point line. So
okay, so no.
I forgot to
Kareem
say
Oscar,
that. No
okay.
Kareem and Oscar.
No Wilt West.
Yes.
I mean, we've already got past 3 to 7.
But I think.
Well, no, we got to 6 actually.
I think
I gave pushback on 1.
Okay, well then, let's see. Kyrie Bron.
No.
Nah.
That's better than Bron Wade's. So.
How is it? No, I have the greatest player of all time with a compatible star.
And I have the greatest offensive player and the greatest defensive player of all time that interact and broke the league perfectly.
Oh, you think Draymond's the best defender ever?
No, I don't.
Wait,
I mean, arguably, like top 5, top 10 ish.
Just say he's the greatest defender of the generation. There you go. Just say.
Let's say greatest.
You see how you had to say offensive player? I said I have the greatest player of all time. Who also
is
in playoff and if you
Bron
want to
the
do
best
this,
player of all
if you want to
time?
do the winning gimmick, if you want to do the winning gimmick, LeBron is a better offensive player come winning time than Steph Curry as well.
Isn't
Bron Kyrie outplayed Steph Draymond in a series?
That's true, but Draymond might be a better player than Kyrie. So
is he? Wait, is he?
It is.
No!
In terms of impact,
I'm asking how
who's better? Who's better?
Is Draymond better than Kyrie?
I'm going to ask you first. And then
in terms of impact, he got an argument.
I think Kyrie's better than Draymond.
You think Kyrie's better than Draymond?
Oh, hot take. My bad. I made a hot take.
No, Draymond.
I think that's because you value something different than I do.
Like, that's why I'm asking you because I know what you value. So
I think
Westbrook is better than Kyrie. So I think
Draymond's more valuable to a team.
Okay, so
than Kyrie.
I agree.
Okay, so you think? Well, it makes sense. Yeah, if you think Kyrie's better than, you think Draymond's better than Kyrie.
But
I'm assuming you think 16 is 16 Steph better than 16 Bron in your opinion?
I without the injury, I think it's close. I think that postseason injury had a huge effect.
Okay, so assume health. Just assume Steph is healthy the whole postseason.
I think Bron is slightly better. But I think the fit between Draymond and Steph and what they kind of did to the league and how they broke the league just did more than like it's just having Draymond at the 5 and having Steph shoot the threes like he did in 2016. It had such a huge effect against other teams that it's such a better effect of just Steph separately and Draymond separately. It's the effect of Steph with Draymond in 2016.
I hear what you're saying. Like, they're like the most duo-y duo.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Like, their impact is so heavily linked that if you're saying from a pure what they are together versus apart standpoint, they're one of the best duos. I get it. But if you just put these two guys on a court and those two guys on a court, these two are just better, regardless of they synergize as well. It still
Who
ultimately
wins?
is better.
Who do you think wins?
Kyrie and LeBron
Kyrie and
won.
Bron did win. Yeah,
They
Kyrie and Bron did
won.
win.
I
They
mean,
won
Steph and
once.
Draymond also did win. So
Multiple
Yeah, when
times.
Not
Kyrie
with,
didn't
not
play.
against, wait, but not against Kyrie and Bron.
in
'Cause Kyrie
2017.
didn't play. We're not about to erase Kevin Durant. We are not. No,
No, but it's like
no,
you
no,
said
no,
that doesn't matter of
no,
fact.
no, no,
2015.
Also,
no,
Steph
no,
wasn't the
no,
Steph
no,
we're
no,
talking
no,
about.
no.
I think that's important. Steph wasn't the Steph we're talking about.
Which is why. Oh my.
You also it was just factually wrong. Is my point. We can agree that it was factually wrong that Steph and Draymond has never beat Kyrie and LeBron in the
2015.
Like you would never
I know.
say that to someone. Let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah,
that Bron and
2015,
Kyrie beat Steph and Draymond?
No, that
I
Steph
actually
and Draymond
would say
technically.
that.
I mean, I would say the Cavs
actually-
beat the Warriors. That's what I would say.
I actually would say that Draymond and Steph never beat LeBron and Kyrie as a duo, because if we're doing duos, the 17, 18, 19, the duo is Steph and KD.
There can be multiple duos. It doesn't have to be one duo.
Is
I like when we got a quartet. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
yeah.
Like, bro,
That's a different conversation. Mars, you're lying if you're saying you wouldn't troll someone by saying that. You're so lying.
Real Talk told me I'm not meant to troll on this show. So
okay.
I mean,
that's what he told me.
Just not the entire show. You know?
I didn't even
say so I'm trying to be serious up here for the most part. But yeah, I absolutely would troll and say that. But I'm not trying to troll today. Well, that much. So
okay.
Depends.
And
What do you
I
want?
was just saying, like, factually, it's wrong.
Okay,
As a way of
factually,
but
Steph and Draymond played in a series, and then Bron and Kyrie played in that same series, and the team that employed Bron and Kyrie won the series.
And the team that won Steph and Draymond won twice. Because Kyrie did play 15.
Is there something else you would like
Well,
to
no,
say?
because Kyrie wasn't
I wanted to say that I actually think
Kevin Durant on the team.
It would actually be 1-1 because Kyrie wasn't there in 2018. So
15.
That's also true.
He wasn't there in
Kyrie
18.
wasn't there in 15 either.
He wasn't on.
He
wasn't there. He wasn't there in 15 or 18.
Okay.
So
He was
it's
on the
actually
court in
Steph and
15,
Draymond
but, like,
ignoring
that's
Kevin Durant.
No, but Mars, I'm just
and
saying
Steph
factually.
and Bron and Kyrie
Steph
won.
and Draymond did win
the
more.
last thing I was saying is just
because they won 3 games in 2016.
What if I don't know, and maybe this is a hypothetical, and I don't know if that's how you want to do it, but Steph and Draymond, and I don't know if we want to say Harrison Barnes in the place of KD, and then Steph and KD with Harrison Barnes in the place of Draymond. Who wins?
Wait, what? What'd you say?
If you take let's say the 2017 Warriors, and you take one team, you remove KD and put Harrison Barnes on. The other team, you remove Draymond and put Harrison Barnes on. Is there not a conversation that the defense that Draymond brings is so valuable?
Okay, so are you arguing that if you took Draymond Green off the 2017 Cavs, 2017 Warriors, and replaced him with Harrison Barnes, and then you played them against the 2016 Warriors, that the 2016 Warriors would win?
Yes. Yeah, not even that's not even what I was arguing. I was saying the 17 Warriors with Harrison Barnes instead of KD.
Which is basically the 2016.
Okay, if you want it big, because they also lost other players. But
I mean, that would make it worse. Yeah, sure. So, okay. So, the 2017 Warriors take Draymond off, replace him with Harrison Barnes. The 2017 Warriors take KD off, replace him with Harrison Barnes. The team that employs Draymond Green would win that series.
I'm saying, could you not argue that that defense that Draymond brings would actually mean that that team is better?
You could argue it.
Is that an insane argument? Because we just
I haven't heard you make the argument.
Okay, so I think that the Draymond team would probably, I don't know, probably. I think they're slightly better because of the defense and that advantage of having Draymond at the 5 that it just brings versus a lot of team that just can't match up to it. So I think that team is slightly better, and I think there's a good argument for that team with Draymond being better because of the fit and interaction and the passing that you bring.
I'm so lost. I'm sorry. What team has Draymond and the other team has who?
It's the 2017 Warriors both times, but one team is replacing KD with Harrison Barnes, and the other team is replacing Draymond with Harrison Barnes.
We can pick something else.
KD wins.
Hot take.
What do you got? Is it just clear to you,
I'm
Mars?
so confused. I'm
What
confused
are we
anyway.
talking about?
See, this is the thing, right? Because I hear what is being said, right? Like, I understand what you're saying, and I'm like Team Draymond is underrated. Like, yay. But
He's
it's like,
overthinking it, bro. He's overthinking it. That's
yeah,
all.
I feel like it gets to a point where like things are being made complicated that aren't that complicated. Like, I get it. I understand Draymond's impact. I understand the synergy with Steph. I understand all of that. I understand the defensive impact. I've been singing Draymond's praises for years. But it's like one team employs Steph, Clay, and Kevin Durant. There's only so much Draymond Green defensive IQ that's going to stop that team.
But it's not like I'm not saying in the series. I'm saying just which team is better, not which team.
I think that makes it even worse.
The one with Kevin Durant.
But
there's no but. It's not a but. You've come up here twice now. You're big braining simple concepts. You're making basketball harder than what it needs to be. The team that has peak Steph and peak Kevin Wayne is probably 9 times out of 10
now
gonna be the
I've
better
got
team.
now I've got a question, because you're like, yours is your whole definition of best is the championship thing. I can't remember the words you use, but like, who impacts winning on a championship level?
odds,
Yeah, amongst like multiple teams or whatever. Let's walk with me here. Take away what they would do on other teams around the league. Just think about what they do on their own team. Was Draymond Green the Warriors' second best player when they had Kevin Durant, in your opinion?
Who was the second most important player? Because
but in your opinion, the most impactful player is the better player.
So he would be the Warriors' best player, but not. I wouldn't rank him as the second best player in the league or third best player in the league, because I do try to think, what would you do outside this one situation?
That's why I said remove that. Just forget what they would do in other situations. Just think about what they do in their situation. On the Warriors, when they were both on the Warriors, forget what they would look like if they were on the Raptors. Just what they look like on the Warriors. Was Draymond Green their second best player?
I think that is what I would say, yes, because of the defensive impact and because offense, like how much better can the offense be than the 2016 offense, which was already an all-time great offense. And then if you add 1 point or 2 point of offense to make them the best offense of all time by a pretty good margin, and then you lose 5 points of defensive value because you're taking the generational defender off, that's Draymond Green. So I think that's also the marginal value of an extra great offensive player. I think, is that not a valid point?
See, this is the thing, right? Because I think you're smart, but I think you're being too smart for your own good at this point. Like, it gets to a point where, in order to apply logical consistency, you end up saying things like Draymond Green was the Warriors' second best player, and like, do you not like? Do you not? Yeah, I understand. I framed it in a way that isn't actually your true beliefs. Yes, but like, do you not think that it gets to a point where maybe, if in order to be logically consistent, you have to say that maybe the logic isn't right? Like, do you not think that that's probably just the wrong way to view it? If
I
it
will
leads
say
to that
it was
conclusion?
your logic.
Because
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah, but like, because I'm trying to extend it to like the craziest possible.
So if I say Draymond was the second most valuable player, and then we just all agree that KD is the second best player because of his skill set, and also, is that maybe a better way to say it?
It's sure it's better, but like, if KD is only better than Draymond because KD would be better on teams that aren't the team he was on. Like,
so maybe removing.
Do you not see the flaws in that? Like, you're saying KD would be better in the situations that aren't the team he's actually on, but the team that they're both on, Draymond's better than him.
Yes, so I think it would be a different definition of the word better, wouldn't it? But I mean, the other thing is, like we were talking about, eye test and watch. Like, I'm also watching Draymond Green play and just muck up every offensive action. Like, I can't just ignore that.
You're watching Draymond Green play and coming to the conclusion that he's been the Warriors' second best player.
If that's how you would define the word best, then yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. I also think it's very close, but I think he's the second most valuable player. When you took him off, you would probably lose more because of the defensive loss. I mean, can we not just ask? Maybe how many games would they win without KD, and how many games would they win without Draymond? I think maybe that's just. I think that defense is so much more valuable, and that could be the disagreement.
I don't
but
question
it gets
Draymond's
to a
impact.
point
I
to
just
where it's
think that
like,
I
yeah,
agree with everything you're saying about not everything. I
he's
agree with like
better than
84% of
Draymond Green.
yeah, I agree with I agree with like 80% of what you're saying about Draymond's impact. I'm just heavily disagreeing with the conclusion you're getting to from it. But this is why I said it all comes like I hit it's yeah, I agree Draymond's very impactful. I agree his impact to the Warriors is borderline immeasurable. But then I would argue like no, I don't want to argue. KD's better than him. Like
yes, KD's a better player than Draymond Green. We agree.
Wait,
but it's not just because KD would be better on the other 29 teams. He was better on the Warriors too. Like that's what needs to be understood. KD is not better than Draymond just because if you put them both on a random team, KD would be better. It's when they were on the same team, KD was better. That's what needs to be understood, and that's where you're not agreeing.
Yes, but I think it's because you keep saying better, and I think what do you mean when you say better?
Even by your measure of better, like KD was better. Like
but KD was more valuable in your opinion. You just disagree with the conclusion that Draymond was more valuable. Just say that. Like that's fine.
Yeah, KD was better. Yes,
valuable.
KD was more valuable. KD was better. Whatever. Yes. That's what I think. Yes.
Okay, so that's fine.
Kevin
So the
Durant.
disagreement is just the value of, I guess, the
yeah. I feel like you're overcomplicating it. That's what I think, and I've been guilty of this, like heavily guilty of that. I feel like some things are quite simple. KD being better than Draymond Green on the Warriors is one of those things. Like, yes.
KD is better than Draymond Green on the Warriors because he's a better basketball player than Draymond Green.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Cool.
I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Hold on, because appreciate you. How do you say your name, by the way? I don't want to keep calling you PC Hall of Famer.
Yelma is how you say
Yelma.
it. But you can say J.
Oh, the H is silent?
Yes, the H is silent. And
okay, my fault. Okay.
Appreciate you. Keep coming up with your
I never thought someone would be higher on Draymond Green than I am, by the way.
Keep coming with your theories, man. We love it. We love it. Let me see. As far as the remaining requests, these are going to be the last few people we have up here. We're already running hour over time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
What's up? Wait, we're going to go to ADJ. He was up here, and then King Shay, and then we're going to close out with 2004. Go ahead, ADJ.
My mic good.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, I was gonna come up here and talk about like how people just I don't know how niggas view like past generations as better than this one's. I think this generation is clearly better, but we gonna is it the time we just gonna skip that shit, bro. I was gonna respond to like all the Wemby shit. Like what was being said again?
That Ant's better than him in large part because Wemby's offense is questionable, and in the playoff setting, it could get picked apart, and he won't match Ant's level of impact because offense is more valuable than defense. Pretty much was the summary.
All right, so as far as the playoff shit, as y'all see, I got the Jalen Green shit. I think Wemby's going to be bad offensively in the playoffs, bro. The offense he's on right now is not that good. He ain't got a lot of shooters, not a lot of space. They're asking him to drive more, so he's going to turn the ball over, get charges more. It's just harder to control those long limbs like in that type of space. So it's just the offense is going to be ugly. But I feel like where I'm coming from is Wemby's the best defender of all time to me. So I think his defense trumps Ant's offense. That's like, or Ant's value in general. Like, I think Wemby, and I also think if we account for variance, I think Wemby's defensive value is less variance than Ant's offensive value. So I also value that. Also value rebounding. Also, people don't like to talk about Wemby's offense and how like it helps his teammates, but just being a big that say if you're on a team that has more shooters, you can run like 5-out offense, and he can draw bigs out. Obviously, he's not on that team now, so it's like more of a in theory type argument. But like, I don't know. I just feel like also Wemby's passing. He's been a worse passer this year than I expected, but he's like last year he was passing really good. He's making a lot of great reads. It was really just the accuracy of the passes that I thought he needed to work on. But as soon as he got into the post, I think that's where he kind of struggled with passing for real.
Even with Wemby being that level of defensive player, I still feel like because there still is going to be a certain threshold he needs to hit to just be better than Anthony Edwards. Like I'm not finna sit here and be like, oh, if Wemby goes to the playoffs and is complete shit on offense, just his defense alone gets him to be better than like an elite offensive player and y'all know I like two-way play, but if we all are being rational here, if you go to both ends of the spectrum, like in that setting, Jokic is going to be better than Wemby if Wemby can't play effective offense.
Yeah, but I don't think Wemby's and Jokic
is a better offensive player.
Yeah, but if we're gonna do the halves and halves,
but if Wemby's the best defender ever, is that still true?
That's
compared to Jokic.
No, not Jokic. Ant level offensive player. Because DJ said he thinks Wemby's the best defender ever. I don't agree with that. But if that's the stance he has, if Wemby's providing best defense ever, level defense,
I'm
can
saying
he not be bad on offense and still be
there
better than
still needs to be a threshold. He can't be shit. Like he needs to.
No one's saying Dennis
Rodman.
I think we all know he's not going to be Dennis Rodman.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
Just Wemby gravity alone is going to create. Like he'll never be Dennis Rodman on offense, just for the fact that you have to command it. He commands attention.
Yes,
so
people jump
alone,
at him.
There's a floor on offense with Wemby, where if Wemby has 14 points on 4 for 15 shooting, you still committed most of your defensive resources for him. So it's not the baseline on offense is never going to be Dennis Rodman. So if he's having an inefficient scoring series, but defenses are committing everything to him, and he's producing best defense ever, in his opinion, that can't be better than Ant.
Depending on what kind of run or series Ant's having, no.
I've seen Ant that exists, like this Ant, just Ant.
Let's say he has his best.
I'm saying
if Ant has a 23 Jimmy series against the Bucks, yeah, cool.
I mean, I'm not saying
regular Ant.
I'm saying what I believe to be regular Ant nowadays is a very, very elite offensive player.
I agree. So
also, yes, he's not the greatest defender ever, but he's not losing value on the other end at all. In fact, he's actually adding some on that end
just
as
like
well.
Wemby on offense.
But I know that. But what I'm saying is he's also not subtracting from the offensive value he's providing by being a worse defensive player like a Luka or whatever in this situation. Like he's also adding value there as well.
So I guess in theory, like my question, sorry, but what's the best offensive player that defensive value alone can elevate you over? Like
that I think is in the league right now.
In theory, more in theory than reality. Like, you don't have to put a name on it, but if you want to, you can.
I'll say like Jason Kidd.
But like being the best defender ever, Wemby. Imagine that player is nothing on offense. Being the best defender ever. What's the best offensive player that player can be better than? Just with defensive value alone.
ZZ, I think, actually said a good name there. Maybe Tatum.
So a Tatum level offensive player.
And even then, that's still a lot of
Like if you notice, like Spurs are always in games. Like no matter what Wemby does offensively, Spurs are always in games. And it is not. I mean, obviously, it's because of other players. Like when Harper was healthy, he was hooping. Stephon Castle was has been having good up and down games, but he's been playing well. Vassell's had great shooting nights. Like even though they've had those players step up, the consistent thing has been Wemby's defense has been what's held them afloat. Like even in the game last night, the reason the Warriors won is because Steph is just shooting crazy over the top. Like he's just like, it's like you have to have those type shooting games in order to beat the Spurs.
The Suns run him out the gym, but I'll leave that alone.
Yeah. And a lot of that was due to how shit Wemby was offensively.
Yeah,
even
that
while
game,
he was being the greatest defender ever.
Yeah, I think in that game,
wasn't that good in that game either. But.
Yeah, I think in that game he had like 2 quick fouls. I think both were offensive fouls. Like that was a bad game. But so like yeah, I knew like, but that's not the norm though. We're talking about like what's consistently going on because we know Ant can have some slump games too offensively, but he can't make up that value defensively like Wemby. But we also know Wemby's prone to great games too offensively. So it's just like,
but if you're gonna use the argument of always commanding the attention of the defense, like
no, they both
Ant,
do that,
especially come playoff time. But I think Ant does it even more.
Yeah, but I'm saying that. But even which I kind of disagree because I think with Wemby, if you don't give him that attention, it's kind of like you're cooked. If you don't, so whereas like it's just basically because he's 7'5".
You're cooked if you don't against Ant.
Yeah, yes, they're both superstars. Yes, but I'm saying, but like since Wemby like 7,
better offensive player than Wemby.
Yes,
like,
he's
that's
more
not even
skilled.
a
He's a more skilled offensive player. Yes, he's more
not
polished, more skilled. He produces more points and all that. Yes, but teams, if you see Wemby rolling, teams you have to collapse on that. If you like. And like I said, niggas are even jumping out to 30 feet, jumping on Wemby pump fakes. Like it's just like he has his gravity on the court on both ends.
But why do we get to do the best case scenario in every scenario for Wemby? But
I'm not. We've literally discussed.
Just said if when Wemby has it going, that's a best case scenario for Wemby.
We literally just talked about Wemby like he was Gobert on offense. Just take away offensive value in general. We just did that. So we haven't been talking about offensive value. We've been talking about defensive value alone. So now I'm just
offensive player.
He's not a bad offensive player.
I said I didn't say I said he's been playing. He's had bad offensive games recently. A few.
I agree. But every player has bad offensive games. But yes, Wemby has had a lot more than the normal superstar. I agree also. But I'm saying, like, I think it was you that tweeted this, that Wemby's offensive floor is not high at all. He doesn't have to have
to be the best in the world. Yes, I said that, but it still has to hit a certain. I said it has to hit a certain threshold.
And I think he's still hitting that threshold in terms of value given offensively.
So do you think Wemby's the best player in the world right now?
No.
Why not? You think he's the best defensive player ever?
Because I think Giannis, I have Giannis as the best in the world right now. And I think he obviously people are lower than on his defense than I am. I think he's still a really good defender. So I think his offense is, he's one of the best offensive players in the league. So I think he's better right now. I think Jokic is better. And I think and Jokic, the only reason why I say he's better is because he's played better defensively and he's peaking offensively. So like if it was like ass offensive, not offensive, ass defensive Jokic with like, I don't know what year I want to use for offense, but just like not peaking offensively. And I think Wemby would have that argument against Jokic too. And then Shai it's just hard to. It's like Shai, he provides value on both ends too. So it's just like basically he's like right below Shai, but I think he could surpass Shai at the end of the year. To me.
Well, yeah, I believe like even if Wemby's the best defender in the league or ever or whatever. Mars, I've been sitting here trying to find the answer to. I really don't know.
That's fair. Yeah, I put you on the spot. I'm not expecting. Yeah,
I'm thinking of names like, I don't know, Michael Redd. Like I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, but there has to be a certain threshold in today's game that you have to hit offensively.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
I
maybe
agree.
Jason Tatum level ish,
He
which
was Jason Tatum level last year,
that's
offensively.
yeah. Okay, I'm done. That comes with inconsistencies itself. But yeah, bro, I'm not getting off the. I don't really like that argument either way, is what I'm finding out about myself. I don't like the argument of, hey, this offensive player is so great on offense that he can be shit on defense and that doesn't matter. And I'm also not liking this defensive player, just because he's so great on defense, if he goes out there and shoots 4 of 19, has 8 turnovers, because Wemby also turns the ball over at an alarming rate. And it's like, oh, that's fine too. He's still better than no, I don't like that argument either way, in all honesty. Basketball is a two-way sport. It would be to me, the greater the player, the greater at being great on both ends of it. Now, of course, there are exceptions to rules of 1000%. But I'm not with that argument either way.
But I'm also not with the argument of just acting like Wemby's offensive situation is even remotely like where it should be. He's like you said, turnovers. I think if he has better spacing, or if he just stuck with his, because I like him shooting a lot because of the spacing. So that's why I thought
Denver's made come up with a plan and a system that makes Jokic a viable defender. Does that now mean Wemby can't catch him, or Giannis can't catch him? If we have arguably the greatest offensive player ever, and we've conjured up a system and a scheme to make him be a plus now defensively, then isn't all conversation done?
I mean, not if you're giving Jokic that, and then say Wemby gets whatever, like Wemby gets the right tools around him offensively to where he can be maximized. Oh, that's a good convo. I don't know, because then Wemby offensively in that maximized system, he gonna be like, he gonna be up there offensively. So
we'll have to see what, because
that's all this is.
The question then becomes, does Wemby's self-creation game ever get good enough to where the requirement isn't like some elite level playmaker passer to put him in the finishing area?
This is why I wanted him to take the KD route, the KD Dirk route, the shooting route, because at that size, it's going to be hard to just off the dribble into of course he's not in spacing right now, so it's going to look really bad. So we probably have to see what it looks like more with like a better spaced environment. But I just think he should I think if he takes that KD Dirk route, he'll have the self creation, just shoot that deep midi or the threes. He'll have it, because I think because his shot isn't contested. You can't contest his shot. So it's just about how good of a shooter he becomes for real. And he has the touch. He's a good free throw shooter. He's always been a good free throw shooter. So he has the tools to become a really good shooter. It's just about if he sticks with it, or if he wants to turn into that stronger type player that gets downhill more and going to be prone to more turnovers. So we'll just have to see. But I don't think at his body and with being 7'5", I don't think it will help him in terms of health or in terms of stuff like turnovers and stuff. Just because of how hard it is to move your body at that size.
All right, appreciate you coming up here and sharing your opinion with us. We'll see you Wednesday.
All right, catch y'all.
Maybe, yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Maybe
should have been long enough for 2 shows. Goddamn.
Okay, King Shay and King Shay, go ahead. Hey, y'all got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I apologize. I got 2 minutes.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I just want to ask y'all, what could Shai, 2 questions. What could Shai do to be the best player in the world? And is this the best top 5 in the league right now? Of all time. So, like, is this version of top 5 talent like Giannis, Jokic, Wemby, Luka, Shai the best ever? And what could Shai do to be the best in the world?
I'll answer the second question first and say I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then what can Shai do to be the best in the world?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know, man. Improve as an interior passer.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Like, I think maybe that's it. Like, that's the only like weakness I see in Shai's game is the interior passing.
Yeah.
So like, if he becomes better at that, but like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to be the best player in the world when I think like there's a guy just running around who doesn't miss shots, and then there's another guy who just doesn't stop from running people over and dunking all over them every single time whenever he wants. And it's difficult to be the best in the world in that context. I think Shai's right there. I'm higher on Shai. I think Shai might be the best in the world. It's a weak might, but he might be. So I don't know. Interior passing, that's about it.
Oh, okay.
If you want to know my thoughts about the better top 5, I just dropped a YouTube video on that a few 40 minutes ago. You can go, everybody go check that out, go watch that. So yeah, that'll be my answer to that question. We'll see. Well, I'll probably see you later today because I will be here for the Laker game.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there later. Yep.
All right, bet. We'll talk more then. We'll talk more then.
Yeah, later.
Actually, was 2 minutes. Nice.
Yeah. 2004. What you got?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have that much time. I guess one of the more interesting topics I like when it comes to basketball, besides the player stuff, is value. And I'm wondering, and I get into it on Twitter because I think Twitter is a good place where you can get conversations. Is the marginal value between 1 and 5 smaller now than it was LeBron era, LeBron, KD, Steph? So like 16 through 20, Braun, probably one of the greatest pieces, one of the like top 2 best players of all time. Now, would his value compared to the rest of the league be much smaller so that gap wouldn't be there? You get what I'm saying? Like, in a vacuum, Jokic is clearly better than Shai, but we can't see that. I think so. Jokic is better than Shai. In the year, Shai is probably a top 2 player in the league. I think it's probably him, Shai, Giannis, Luka, but Giannis and Luka, honestly, are probably a distant 3rd and 4th between him and Shai. Do you think that?
Hey, we got 2 minutes, real talk. You better stay quiet.
Do you think that like difference between number 1 and number like the 5, 6, 7, 8, like you said, Mars? Do you think that like how do you measure that now versus past players, and like the difference between them and number 2?
I think as role players have gotten better, and then the amount of all-star caliber players has increased, I do think the value that one individual can exert on a game has become lesser than like what you could do 10 years ago. Like the difference of back in like 10 years ago or whatever, it was like if you have one of the 3 best players on the planet, your team is contending just automatically pretty much. I don't think that's true. I question how true that was back then, but I definitely don't think that's true now. With like how important it is for well-rounded teams, depth, all of that. I think it minimizes the amount of impact a singular individual can have on the outcome of games and series. So in that sense, I think yes, technically, that Bron, his impact would be lesser in comparison to the rest of the league today, as opposed to what it was then, even if he's not a worse player, even if he is like in terms of how the league is suited for him, a better player. Like I could argue that Bron in today's game with more space, more shooters, more versatile role players, I could argue he's better now than he was back then.
09 to 14 LeBron is still gapping this league.
Yeah, but that's not the question.
Oh, that's not what
no, the question
one-man teams.
The question is, can an individual, like, is their impact outweighing everyone else to the same degree as it used to? Like, even if you think Bron is clearly the best player in the league today, peak Bron, better than everyone. But can they impact the game singularly as much as they did back then? And I don't know if that's with how
I actually
much
think
better I
it's
think
actually
supporting
not
talent
that
has, I don't
far
know.
off. Honestly, I don't think you're able to do that against the upper echelon
of teams
in the league anymore. But like, I see Giannis like one man throw mid team out there.
But then we
Shit,
see like
they
Giannis.
just went to the wire with Charlotte, to be fair.
Yeah, then we see Giannis like go crazy.
But I feel you. Like, yeah, I think it's against.
You can still
I
one
think it's
man
more. I think it's
Atlanta
more in, I
from
think
time
it,
to
yeah, I
time.
think it's more. I think it's more in the landscape of at the higher levels. Not can X player carry his team
So
again.
do you think? And I know Real Talk pointed this out in some of your videos, how like Shai should have no reason to not always be the best performing player in a series because he has the better defense. So do you think when Shai and Jokic, Nuggets versus OKC, I hope they go against each other again. Do you think even though I want to say Jokic is clearly better, even though Jokic is probably better, we just know he's better. I can comfortably say that in that performing series, it's like the best player in the world may just be Shai. Do you get my question?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but like for me, it's always going to be hard for me to put Shai above an individual because of a head-to-head matchup. It just is. Like if I just don't think he's already better,
yeah,
the head-to-head matchup thing is not going to be where Shai wins me over, unless he's like out there going.
I don't think Shai can win you over. I'm gonna be honest. I think Shai's in an impossible position for you.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think there's anything Shai can do to convince you he's better than certain people.
If you still think, even though like him and Luka,
I think he has a comfortable conversation with Luka, especially due to Luka's new shot diet that I absolutely hate. So if that's new Luka, if Luka's going to be fat, play fat while skinny, then he has an argument for him.
So if Jokic,
I'm just higher on Shai. I think Shai can outplay Jokic in the series. I
agree. I actually agree. That's what I'm saying. So like even though Jokic relative to the rest of the league is probably better, like and against OKC he's not doing as well. Like, are you just as good? Does it like they're not going to face OKC every single game? Hell no. That's why I didn't really care that Luka played bad. But it's kind of like if we know the team to win, and the goal is winning. And I say it's such a weird competition. The goal is winning. You have to beat OKC. You don't have to, but if you're in the West, you have to go up against them. Then like how do you be the best player in the world in today's NBA then?
Be better than Giannis or Jokic for me. I mean, to be fair, that is a tall task. Like, it's not like I'm being unfair to Shai in my opinion that I'm saying, hey, he's not better than those two players. I don't feel like that's
because you think those two are like top 15 players ever. So
correct. So
yeah,
it's okay if he's not better than him.
That's fair, yeah.
But all right, man. Appreciate you,
Michael Jordan. But
okay, brother. Appreciate you. 04 coming up. See you on Wednesday. Make sure y'all pull up 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central to Mars Talk
Promise
Sports.
it won't be a 4-hour episode on Wednesday.
Okay. Hey, man, we get to it, man. We get to it. The people want to see you, Mars. They want to talk to you. What's up, KB? I'm trying to get up out of here, mind you.
I missed the window, man. I wanted to come up and talk to you about yesterday's game, but
what about?
I was here for the beginning. Sorry, what did you say?
I said go ahead, talk about it.
No, I was here for the beginning when you were talking about OKC and how historic they were, and I agree. I think this is like the best defense, at least I've ever seen. Yeah, to be honest with you, ever. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I watched all of Bill Russell's Celtic teams. I don't know, but from what I've seen, at least in the modern NBA, like 2000s and forward, like this is the best defense I've seen. But I thought the game yesterday, because I don't know what else you guys spoke about outside of OKC, because I wasn't here for all of it. But I thought the game yesterday was pretty interesting to say the least. I thought down the stretch again, a lot of people talk about like De'Aaron and stuff. I think he didn't obviously have the best of like the last 3 minutes, and whatnot. My bad, chat. Hold on, let me turn this off. There's like emergency lights on. I'm waiting for my mother. She's at a function right now. But yeah, I thought the last 3 minutes of the game were pretty interesting. I thought Wemby probably should have gotten the ball in certain spots, because I felt like he had it going that towards the end of the game. He was responding pretty well. but they just have this problem, and it's not only Fox. I'm not gonna like just single him out, but I feel like they have this problem even in year one where like they just don't give him the ball in certain spots. Even when he has like a favorable matchup, they just don't give him the ball. It's like they look him away. And I felt like the last play of the game, even though it wasn't really necessarily like a bad shot, like De'Aaron Fox is a player who can close well. He's done it multiple times. But I feel like down the stretch with already like the shot selection not falling already and how Wemby was going, I feel like the ball should have been in Wemby's hands at least for him to decide the game, if that makes sense. You know what I
Is
mean?
that a Fox problem or the coaching problem?
I think it can be a little bit of both. I think Fox's recognition needs to be better in terms of I'm not really having the best of nights, and that's fine, but I can defer now. I don't have to like carry the means per se, especially when Wemby like had it going the way he did. He wasn't like going crazy per se, but I feel like at least in the fourth he was responding to when Golden State were making a run. Like they would trim it, Wemby would respond with either a putback dunk or something, or the three that he hit and counter to when Steph hit the midi, I'm pretty sure. So like he was responding well, and I felt like in that game he probably should have had the ball to close or at least attempt
Y'all
to.
do know before those 3 missed shots from Fox, when I had checked his stat line, he was like 24-10 on like 68 true shooting before he like missed
I
3
think
shots
Fox
in a row.
played way better than what he did in that game. But I'm saying towards the end though, like you could still recognize when someone else is having it like going, if you know
But
what I
what is
mean.
he supposed to recognize when the coach quite literally draws up the play for him to be the one to get the shot?
I'm not mad at the play. That's why I'm saying the coach comes into the decision making as well because they drew up for Fox to be able to get that shot for him, right? But I'm saying like there's different plays in the game in the fourth quarter. For the last shot, I'm not really too mad at. Like you drop a shot for Fox. Fox has obviously been a clutch player of the year. He can make and take tough shots, of course. So like I'm not gonna be here and like be mad at De'Aaron Fox for taking that shot. Like if De'Aaron Fox takes that shot on like 10 more attempts, he's probably gonna knock a few down, and that's not really like too bad to be honest with you. But I'm saying like decision making late into that same game needed to be better from Fox. But I also do feel like the coaching as well needs to do better too, because getting the ball to Wemby shouldn't be as hard as they make it. If you understand what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like I feel like Wemby really liked the Draymond matchup. I think he was thriving in the fourth. Obviously, like I think the ball should have been in his hands later into those latter stretches of the game, in my opinion. That's just what
Wemby
I think
touches the
from.
ball a lot. I don't know. I feel like Wemby's more involved than people think. But yeah, I think De'Aaron closed the game poorly. I agree with that. I don't know. You normally don't go to your 7'5" big man with 6 seconds on the clock to close a game.
You don't gotta have like back to the basket, but like I feel like you don't think like a pick and roll with 6 seconds is suffice. You think isolated. You know what I mean? Like
De'Aaron Wemby.
What happens when Draymond and Jimmy blitz Wemby and then Jimmy steals the ball and goes and dunks it at the end of the clock?
You saying Jimmy blitz Wemby on the pick and roll? You mean Fox or Wemby?
Wemby's the ball handler?
No. Fox. If Fox and Wemby running the pick and roll, I think Fox would be the ball handler. Wemby would roll to the basket.
To be fair, they ran that and Wemby Fox turn it over. So
you said they ran.
Yeah, they blitz. Yeah, they blitz Fox.
Yeah, they ran it.
And then Jimmy
tagged
the roller and stole the ball.
Yeah, then at least Fox came down and took the ball at the other end. I don't know, man. I just felt like they were up 10 with like how many minutes? No, yeah, they were up 10 with like what 5 minutes? Was it like 85-95 or something like that?
It was something to that effect. Yeah, I can't remember, but something to that effect.
But like it was poor, not just from like Fox, but like just from everybody, I guess. Like offensively, like credit to the Warriors, of course, they played well.
I also believe some of these minutes they're like Sochan is sitting in the corner, which means they're not guarding him. Like how you and your kind, how you and your kind over there talked about the last of that game.
Your kind.
Very
yeah.
disingenuous.
I heard some things. Yeah, I heard.
Your kind? Yeah. Excuse me.
Was you on that side? Yeah, was you on that side?
I was just there.
You and the Atlanta guy. Yeah,
I was just there.
So you wasn't co-signing.
You said what?
You wasn't co-signing.
No, I was just there.
Was you disagreeing?
Again, I was literally a body.
Silence is violence. If you're not speaking up,
You know what? You got me. You know what? Fairs, man. You got me. I'll put my hands up. Needs to do better. I did feel like it was a bit like, like post game when people are like upset about things or whatever. It can get a little reactionary, emotional kind of.
Oh, you don't say.
I feel like no, that's not me. That's not what I did though. To be honest with you, I was just happy the Warriors won. You know I'm a Warriors fan, so like whatever happened on the Spurs, then I'm like, yo, that's cool and all. Steph just had 49 and was shaking and baking the best defender ever. I'm okay. Like I had a good night. You know what I mean? So I was okay. I wasn't too fussed about Fox, but I'm saying like after like watching the game and then watching the latter stretches of that game, I felt like the Spurs needed to do better there because like they were in too good of a position not to be able to close that game properly, in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. They definitely have some stuff to work on, some chemistry to gain as far as closing games. But Wemby and Fox have figured out these are some of the growing pains. When what was this Fox's third game of the season coming back from injury? But hey, fuck them, trade them, I guess, because I don't know. But
Hey man, I know a certain player who came off of a hamstring injury, and people were clowning him. But I'm not gonna talk about that player because he's hurt again.
Are you talking about Tyrese Halliburton?
Yeah, and you were the person really harping post him when he was actually playing.
All right, my good brother. Hey man, I'll see y'all later. Make sure y'all pull up to the games later on today. We'll be here for the Laker game. And the who else plays? It's another good game today.
Nuggets, Wolves, maybe?
Minnesota Nuggets. Yeah, Minnesota Nuggets and the Lakers. I will be here.
Oh, they're at the same time?
Yeah, I don't know. That's so dumb, NBA, but fairs. But shout out to the YouTube chat. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all like the stream. And again, make sure y'all are here with us again Wednesday. Not here on playback, but it will be on Mars channel. So make sure that y'all tap in over there. 4 Eastern, 3 Central. And again, make sure that you watch that new YouTube video I just dropped about an hour ago. Talks about, ranking the top 5s of different areas. Go check out that video. It's a nice video, if I do say so myself. Mars, any last words for the people?
Merry Christmas. Hoop Talk podcast tomorrow on my channel, 12 p.m. Eastern, new time for just tomorrow. Not a new time period, but new time tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. So tap into that. And obviously, Ball Don't Lie on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Tap into that. I promise it will not be 3.5 hours. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All of that good stuff.
Thanks. And I'll add a link to Mars' channel in the description of these Bald Online episodes so y'all know where to get the other episodes as well. But until next time, y'all,